Good morning, early birds. I see we have Chris in the room. We have Jerry. And let me make sure I'm pronouncing this name right. Is it Yeshi? Yeshi? One of the things that I love to do as we're here early in the chat, let me know what are you most grateful for? What can we celebrate? And we have Dasso him as well. Let me know what are you grateful for? What can we celebrate? As we're getting ready, as everyone is coming in. So the Dasso would be assisting me with letting people in. I really want to thank her for that. So what are you guys grateful for this morning? Today we have a lineup of 5 wonderful speakers. And I'm super excited about this, and I hope you have your notes ready. And I hope you're ready to receive. And wherever you are right now, if you're sitting, if you're standing, if you're slouching, just feel how that feels. Now we have Ola and Esther coming in the room. Good morning to you. And also let me know where are you tuning in from. Right now I'm in China, Zhejiang. Let me know where you're from. If you're in China, where in China are you currently residing right now? Super excited and grateful for beautiful weather this morning. Live here. We have Coach Ruby in the house. Good morning, Ruby. Now, I want to officially welcome you to the Level Up to Launch virtual summit. Like, I'm super excited to be sharing this platform with some amazing speakers, and also super excited to be sharing this space with some of you who are entering. So let me know in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm super excited to get connected to each of you and learn a bit more about your story as I'm about to share mine. Okay, so let me know where you're from. And if you can turn your camera on as well, that would be so wonderful. So that way I can see faces, and that way I can see if my message is really connecting and if what I'm saying is really landing. Okay, so over the next 2 days, you would be greeted with a group of wonderful speakers. We have Adrian Kale, who's an executive coach and a master neuro-linguistic practitioner. We have Brian Yo, who's also a career coach and influencer in Korea. And I see Brian is here with us this morning as well. We have Jenny Jacob, we have Angelo Castagnito, Nanyang, Akil, Tim, and also Dassel. And some of these people I've personally worked with as clients, and some of them I've collaborated with. So I'm super excited about the energy that they're about to bring. And I hope that you have your pen and your papers ready, because the insights that you're going to get is going to blow your mind, like literally blow your mind. I believe that if we want to level up our influence, we need to level up our network. And the people who are around us, they're influencing us, whether it's indirectly or directly. And I see Ruby tuning in all the way from Taipei. Bliss vibes to all. Yeah, big up yourself, Ruby. So this is the name of the game. During this session, if you hear something inspiring, if something inspires you and it really lands on your heart, I want to use the hashtag in the chat, because I'll be looking at the chat just to see what's really been speaking to you. Use the hashtag inspiring and say what that inspiration is. So that way you can share the vibration that we're creating here, even when we're digitally. Okay? So hashtag inspiring. Another thing as well, maybe you hear something that is a golden nugget, and that's like an insight for you. And maybe somebody missed it. I want you to use the hashtag gold nugget and share it in the chat. Yeah, because when you share, yeah, you're creating an opportunity for someone else to learn. And my grandmom used to always tell me this, when you teach, you learn twice. Okay, so you're creating an opportunity not only for you to learn twice, but also for you to give a gift. Give a gift of a golden nugget. Give a gift of something that landed on your heart. So that's the next hashtag, okay? Also, I want to play the ready game. Last year we played a ready game, and we want to know who's the ready king or queen. So this is what you're gonna do. This is how the ready game is played, and I hope you're ready. Okay? Are you ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Now, the first person who can type hashtag ready in the chat is gonna get a special one-on-one free complimentary session with me personally, high performance strategy session. So let me see those ready fingers. Hashtag ready. I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Okay, and we have, I see ready from Mateo. That's all. Yes, so Nan as well. And Mateo, you're officially the ready king, my brother. You're officially the ready king. Mateo, your fingers was on fire. And on my side, that's the first person who used the hashtag I'm ready. I'm also saw Jungso as well. Yishi, I'm ready because readiness is very important. And I'll be hollering at you after this session so that you can secure your free session with me. And it's important for us to be ready this morning because what you're about to learn may literally change your life. And readiness is an important factor when it comes to leveling up your performance, whether it's in business or whether it is personally. And you see Ole as well, hashtag I'm ready. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let me tell you a bit about who I am. Today, I'll be your host, and I'm also a high performance and business development coach. Now, I'm on a mission to cultivate a community of passionate high performers and equip them with the tools and habits and business development strategies that they need to succeed. Now, I remember when I was about 16 years old, there was on a rock. And on that rock, as I look across, I saw a group of my friends, and they were under the mango trees playing marbles. And it dawned on me that in the next few years, some of these guys would have been, one, they would have been in prison. Two, maybe they would have been killed. Three, and maybe they would have been involved in things that they shouldn't have been involved in. And it really hit me hard because these are people who I've grown up with. And I pondered to myself, now, how can I be a better influence to these guys? Yeah, what can I do differently? And the answer came to me like a bolt of lightning that just flowed through my entire body. And it said, become. I needed to become someone who they see as an influence. I needed to change. Yeah, and that's why I made the leap. That's why I made the leap to work on myself, to travel across the 7 seas to be here speaking to you today. Also, I'm dating one of the most beautiful women in Asia. So whenever you see her, make sure you let her know. I remind her of that every day. Another fun fact about your host as well is that I'm from a beautiful island in the Caribbean called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So if you have ever heard about St. Vincent and the Grenadines, drop some love in the chat because a lot of people don't even know where St. Vincent is. And officially, you have just been invited to one of the most beautiful islands on the planet. Okay, here's another fun fact about St. Vincent as well. Our population is only about 110,000 people. Isn't that crazy? Another fun fact about me is that I love to read. Yeah, and what I want to ask from you as you're observing this page, I want you to identify some of the books that you love to read because I know I have some readers in here and I always love connecting with readers. So look for the annotation tool somewhere on your computer if you've used Zoom before, and I want you to just circle the books that you've read before. Yeah, what are some of your favorites? Yeah, one of the first books that literally changed my life was How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a big name. So the annotation tool should be somewhere on the screen for you, and it says annotate, and just circle the ones that you love. Let me see, where my readers at? Okay, I see The Secret, I see The Alchemist. I love The Alchemist. The Power of Now, now that's a big one. Awaken the Giant Within. The 4-Hour Work Week. I'm a big Tim Ferriss fan as well. If there's any other Tim Ferriss fans in here, holla at your boy. Awesome. I see a lot of people circling The Power of Now. I really love to read, and I believe that books change lives because books can change Books have changed my life. Yeah, and if you have a problem right now, a challenge, there's a book out there somewhere that has the solution. But do you want to know a secret? Do you want to know a secret? I want you to lean in, just lean in. Information without action almost never is the solution and always a distraction. Yeah, somebody needed to hear that. And I want you to write that down. If that was for you, write that down. Information without action is almost never the solution and always the distraction. So I want to know who's my action takers today, because today I want you to get into action. So let me see in the chat, action taker. If this morning you consider yourself to be an action taker, you're the kind of person who show up and take action. Action taker in the chat. I see Nan Young, action taker. Yes, she action. Let's get it. Let's go. Because information without action is a waste of talent. That's okay. I'm action taker. Mateo, action taker. Now I see who's my action taker. Because this morning, I want to get you guys in a lot of action because I know that's what makes the difference. Yeah, because true learning doesn't happen in the collection of information, but in the execution of it. Yeah, when you grab onto something really juicy, and then you put that juicy thing into action, the return on investment is tenfold. And that's what I want for you. Over the next 2 days, there's only one thing I want you to do. When you grab onto something that really lands on your heart, you grab onto that magical insight, I want you to put it into action. Yeah, and we call that insight integration. Yeah, that's the only thing I ask from you. Yeah, because today, my goal is to get you into more action than you've ever imagined. Yeah, and I really want you to get excited about this. Yeah, because this may be the breakthrough that you've been looking for. Yeah, because what you're about to learn, yeah, and do would help you become world-class performer in your life and your business. Yes, I really want you to get excited. I really want you to feel the energy that you are about to bring in your life today. Yeah, but only if you commit to doing the work. Yeah, only if you commit. So right now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to put your hand on your heart. And as you're feeling your heart, I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, I just want you to commit. Yeah, I'm committed to doing the work. I'm committed to integrating the insight that these leaders are about to share. I'm committed to showing up as my absolute best. Yeah, make that commitment with yourself. Because what's going to separate you from the rest is that commitment that you've just made to yourself. Yeah, because this morning we have a lineup of 5 speakers. Who's going to rock your world? Yeah, today I'll be leading things off, yeah, and I'll be sharing you the 6 secrets that leads to consistent success, whether it's in your life and your business. And these are evergreen. And once you practice these secrets, these are proven to make you feel even more fulfilled and purposeful in life. Yeah, then we have Angelo Castagnito, who's going to be sharing about love and music. Now, Angelo have personally mentored me over the years, and I really love the work that he's doing. He's a creative director at Heart Vision, and he creates some beautiful music that would blow your mind. Then we also have Dasso Kim, who's an international advisor for the Zhejiang University International Business School, who's been sharing with you on brand presence, yeah, and how you can actually engage and connect with the ideal people to fit you in your profession or your business, as well as Nadine Thompson, who's going to be sharing about turning your passion, yeah, and creating your passion project. And then Adrian Cahill, who's another mentor of mine, who's going to be talking about how to revolutionize in your mind. So I hope that you're really excited and being able to share this space with these leaders and knowing that right now you've already started to level up your influence. Yeah, and I want to tell you that I'm proud of you. Yeah, I'm proud of you because you choose to invest your time and showing up. You choose to get up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning to invest in yourself. So I'm proud of you. So in the chat, I want you to identify anybody, and just tell them, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, that's all. Yeah, because this group is filled with people who's invested in themselves and their dreams. Yeah, I'm proud of you, Ole. Vlad, I'm proud of you. Yeah, Jungs, I'm proud of you. So identify any one person and send them a personal message. Yeah, and just tell them how proud of them you are. Yeah, because we don't hear that enough. Yeah. Too often, we don't celebrate the actions that we need to see more. Yeah, we say, Mira, I'm proud of you. Tej, I'm proud of you. Yeah. When we start celebrating the actions that lead to growth, we create this ripple effect that's going to create a better world. Yeah. What my vision is life is to create a world where every young leader have a high performing coach or mentor that is guiding them to success. Yeah. And my mission is creating that reality. So I want us to celebrate each other and let each other in the group know how proud of them you are, because I'm proud of you. Now, another thing I want to ask of you is to stop comparing yourself. Yeah, comparison of others would be the biggest death of your dreams. Yeah, and the only person you should be comparing yourself to right now is who you were 5 minutes ago. Yeah, if 5 minutes ago you were a bit slouchy and you wasn't in the state of excellence, yeah, I want you to shift that state and really embody confidence, embody presence, and compare yourself to that person. Yeah, so let's stop comparing yourself. Because over the next 2 days, our job is to evaluate your performance and measure it against your full potential. Yeah, and you would never maximize your potential in any area of your life without a coach. Yeah, and I can personally testament to that. So right now, you have 5 coaches who's committed to helping you shift gear and level up your performance. And that's why I'm so proud of you. Now, this is life without a coach. Yeah. You try to make a swing and you instead of you hitting the ball, you're hitting things that you don't need to hit. Yeah. And this is life with a coach. Yeah, some of the greatest athletes in the world, some of the greatest celebrities in the world invest heavily in coaching because they know they know the value of their dream and they know the value of what they're working towards. Yeah, and that's what I want for you. So I want you to imagine yourself. Imagine, who would you be today if you had someone holding you accountable to your potential over the last 10 years? Yeah, we don't even have to go back that far. What if you had someone holding you accountable over the last 5 years? Yeah. And I see Nan said in the chat, I heard that compare yourself to who you were 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that's a big insight for you. Yeah. Yeah. Who would you be if you had someone holding you accountable? Yeah. And let that sink in. And I want you to look at the next 10 years and make that commitment. Yeah. And this is what is required from you this morning. I want you to trust the process, even when it's uncomfortable. Yeah, even if you tried something before. One of the biggest trip up I see from a lot of people is that, oh, I tried that before and it didn't work. My question is, how consistent have you been at it? Yeah, so I want you to trust the process. So if you hear something that really rings true to you and you realize, oh, wow, this is something that I know I should have done, but I didn't and I give up, yeah, I want you to trust the process. The next thing I want from you is, I want you to make time, because distraction would stop you faster than anything else. Yeah, and when I say make time, this is how make time looks. This is how making time looks in the real world. When you have that insight, when you have that breakthrough moment, I want you to pull your calendar out and I want you to plug 90 minutes in your calendar on a particular date to get it done. Make time. Yeah. And if you don't use digital calendar, use your journal, whatever you use. And the last thing I want from you is to stop being the best kept secret. It serves no one. Today's your time to shine. Yeah, you have a powerful story in you that's gonna touch someone who has never heard it before. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have heard my story before, but one of the reasons why I share my story, because I know there's people who look, sung, feel, believe, and who value the things that I value, who have never heard it before. And when I speak for them. So I want you to stop being the best kept secret. Yeah, because it serves no one. Okay, so I hope that you're ready to play. I hope that you're ready to go. I hope that you're ready for your breakthrough moment. And I hope that whatever I'm sharing with you, it's already sinking in. Because there's one thing I said I want to get you, and it's action. Okay, and you can't grow what you don't know. Yeah, so let me see where we're at this morning. Now I have some prompts that I'm going to bring up on the screen. And if any of these relates with you, I want you to drop the number, heck yes or heck no. So that way I can know who I'm playing with. So I know how I can craft my message in a way that would fit you best. Okay, so in the chat, heck yes or heck no. You have all these ideas in your head, but you don't know where to even start to take action. If this feels like you, just put the number heck yes, heck no. Yeah, let me see where you're at. Also, you lack courage to take action because you feel like a fraud and you feel that people will judge you. Yeah, no, this is a really big one. This is a big one for me personally. This one lands so hard. Initially, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I was a fitness coach. Everybody knew me as a fitness coach. And I know, even though I was good at fitness, I know I was destined for something more. Yeah, so I feel like if I shift into this new paradigm of coaching, how people think of me, people think, oh, who do he think he is? Yeah, that was a big one for me. Yeah. So let me know, heck yes or heck no. Yeah, and we see some heck yes coming in number 2, heck yes, okay. Now I see where we're at. Number 3, you're tired of being self-isolated and being stuck in the planning mode. Now, this is a big one for entrepreneurs. Sometimes we want to plan, get ourselves before we even put it out there. Yeah. Heck yes or heck no, you're lacking the motivation, you're frustrated and overwhelmed, and you're just tired of feeling miserable. Yeah, I've had many of these days. Yeah, where I've been overwhelmed, where I've been tired of being burnt out and just feeling miserable. Yeah, so I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. The good thing is when you become aware of where you are, yeah, that's where the shift happens because everything starts with awareness. Okay. So now that we know where we are, you know where you are. The great thing about this, you now know where you need to focus. You know where you need to focus your energy. Okay. I know I have a great idea of where you are as well. Yeah, I hope that over the next 2 days, you're going to get a gift of revelation that's going to literally change your life. And not only your life, but the life of those that you love and the life of those who you share space with. Yeah, so if you're ready, yeah, just make sure you're comfortable, make sure you have your notebook, and make sure you're open to receive and you're open to learn. Because today is gonna rock your world. Yeah, so I have a big question for you. Yeah, and I wanna see in the chat, I always ask this question, I'm always curious of the answer. What do you think is the number one thing most people in the world want? What do you think that is? Let me know in the chat. What's the number one thing most people in the world want? I said, see, Ted said happiness. That's a big one. Yeah. What is the number one thing most people in the world want? Money, abundance, money. Wonderful. Yeah. Now, all those answers have one thing in common, is that they're all wrong. Yeah, they're great answers, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, I don't think that's the number one thing that most people want in the world. Now, let me take you back to the year. It was 2017. Yeah, and it was around September, so it was a bit cold. Yeah, for me as someone who comes from the Caribbean. And there I was on the 7th floor of my school dormitory. My hands were tightly wrapped around the rails. I can literally still feel the cold draft of the air on my face. There was one thought going through my head on that day. Jump, Dino, jump. Just get it over with. That's the only way you can end all the pain. Now, that was the first time I had a thought of killing myself. Now, it's funny that we always have these thoughts, but at that point in my life, I realized that something was wrong. Yeah, something was terribly wrong. Yeah, at that point in my life, I was at a bad place financially. Yeah, my relationship was going to the dogs. And most days I'm going through the motions. Yeah, just moving from one point to the next. On my best days, I spend my best days in bed just scrolling through social media. Yeah, just scrolling through YouTube. And I remember one day, while I was scrolling, I came across a speaker by the name of Jim Rohn, and it was as if everything he was saying was directed directly at me. Yeah, and he said this. Yeah, this is what he said that really jumped out at me, as if he popped out the screen and he was looking me right in the eye, and he said, for things to change for you, you need to change. That hit me here. And I realized at that point in my life, if things were going to get better for me, I needed to change. But I didn't know what to do. So I did what every other human being would have done. I stayed in bed and I continued scrolling. And then he said this. He said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your business. That one hit me right here. And that was one of the most magical things I've ever heard. And I wonder, why haven't anybody told me stuff like this throughout my entire 27 years of being on the planet? No one has ever shared stuff like this with me before from where I'm from. Yeah, and I realized that that made so much sense, because if I start working on myself personally, yeah, I would become better. Yeah. However, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have access to coaching. I didn't have access to a mentor at that time. And I continued doing what anyone would have done. Yeah, I stayed in bed and I continued scrolling. And then he said this. No, this is what he said that made the shift, that made the difference. No, this is what he said that led me to be here speaking to you today. And I want you to take note of this. Yeah, he said, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. And that's when I got the message. I realized that if things were going to change for me, I needed to take action. I needed to get up and move. Yeah. I needed to become more. And the number one thing most people want in life, friends, is more. Yeah. Hear me out. Won't it be nice for you to have more passion in your relationship? Of course. Won't it be nice to have more money in your bank account? Won't it be nice to be more productive, more influential, more focused? Of course. However, for you to get more, you need to become more. Yeah, you need to shift and activate your full potential and become a high performer at whatever it is you do. Whether it is what you do is braiding hair, or doing nails, or cleaning windows, you need to become a high performer at whatever it is you do. And in my training today, I want to share with you the 6 evergreen secrets that I've personally learned, that I've personally applied in my life, so that I can consistently perform at the level that I am performing in. And I want you to write these down, and I'm going to share them with you. And because I'm a coach, I'm not going to be here telling you stuff. I'm going to be asking you questions so that you can find your own emotional transformation. Yeah, but I want you to write these down. Yeah. And the first secret is you got to master your mind. Yeah. Master your mind. And we call this psychology mastery. Yeah. The second secret, master your body. Yeah, this is one of my favorites, one that I've worked on for a significant period of time. Yeah, being an athlete when I was really young, yeah, working on my body was a no-brainer. Yeah. And the third one is you need to master your focus. Yeah. That's what we talk about productivity. Then master your presence. Yeah, how are you showing up in the world? Yeah, when you step into a room, yeah, how do you feel? What is the energy you're bringing? And then number 5, master influence. When we talk about master influence, is your ability to lead. Whether this is your leading your family, or leading those that you love, leading those that you love to serve. And last but not least, master purpose. Yeah, what is your mission today? Not talking about your big overall mission. And if you do have one, that's even better. But what is your mission right now as you're here on this call? Now, when you master these secrets, yeah, it's known that you'll experience even more clarity, more energy, courage, productivity, and influence in life. Now, this is the framework that I personally coach around. And today I want to have a coaching session with each of you today. So as I'm asking you these questions, yeah, as a coach, as I do with my clients, I want you to share your insights in the chat. Yeah, maybe there's something that popped out to you as I'm asking you this question. Yeah, I want you to share it. Yeah, share your transformation. And I'll be bringing the chat up next to me so I can see what's coming up. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Master your mind. And my question to you is, are you living your truth? Let's imagine we're here, we're having a coaching conversation. Do you feel like you're living your truth? What are the 3 words that really define you as a person? What are the 3 words that truly define, you as a person? And are you living these 3 words? What are the 3 words that define how you should interact with others? And are you living these 3 words? Now, if you don't have these words, or as I'm asking these questions, you're now thinking about these words, I want you to write them down. Because a major part about mastering your mind is being intentional about who you identify as. Who you're being in this room, who you're being on this call. And I'd also like to invite you to share those 3 words in your chat. I remember this one day, Dassel and I, we had a fight. And it was a heated fight. It was in the morning. It was a Saturday. I can remember it clearly. And I was upset. I can feel the anger in my body. I can't even remember what she did to this point, or maybe what I did. And I remember going up to the room, and then my phone was right next to the bed. And then my phone alarmed. And I usually have these words in my phone as an alarm. And my phone alarmed. And as I looked at my phone alarm said, compassionate, respectful, present. And that one hit me hard because I had to ask myself, was I being compassionate? Was I being respectful? Was I being present? And the answer was no. And I immediately pulled myself together and I went to her and I hugged her and I told her sorry. And for the rest of the day, we had a wonderful day. And I reflect on that moment and I was like, now if I didn't make that shift, if I didn't put those reminders there of who I want to be in my relationship, I would have had a terrible day with the person that I love. And I know there are moments in your life where, your feelings and your thoughts, cause you to do things that you later regret. However, when you're anchored to words that you aspire to be and you have them as a reminder, it changes the psychology. It changes your psychology. So what are your words? Let me know in the chat. So I see Dassel said her 3 words is energetic, fun, courageous. Awesome. Awesome. And even though you don't share these words in the chat, write them down. Write them down. Now, secret number 2. Master your body. Are you rested and fully hydrated? Are you sleeping, eating, exercising, hydrating, gesturing, and speaking with passion enough to have the energy that you deserve? Do you feel like you're using your body in the space that you're in when you're communicating? Are you fueling your body with the resources that it needs? Are you sleeping, eating and exercising, moving your body with the passion that you deserve? Now, I just shared my story a few minutes ago. And as I said, one of the things that I committed to was to move. And that meant literally moving. What I did at that point, I made a commitment that at 5 a.m. every morning, it doesn't matter how I felt, I was going to get up and I was going to move. I took my workout clothes and I put it right next to my bed. And there were mornings I was running and I was crying. Sometimes there was mornings it's raining, I'm running, I don't want to do this, but I know I had to move. Something was just telling me I needed to take action. And that started with moving, that started with my body, that started with my energy, my presence. As I start moving, my body started changing. So I start doing push-ups, pull-ups. Every day I start having a big bottle of water. I'm always hydrated. I start becoming more aware of what I'm putting in my body. I'm coming from the islands. If anyone here from the Caribbean, you know that we love sugar in our tea. We love our sweet tea. Every morning we love tea. And that was a big shift that I had to make. becoming more aware of what I'm putting in my body. Yeah. And as I start doing that, I started to change and my friends start noticing it. And they became curious. Yeah, what am I doing so different that you're getting all these muscles, you're so energetic, so vibrant? And I start sharing it with them, which led to one of my first healthy lifestyle communities. Yeah. So sometimes it starts with a small step as easy as walking. So I wanted to check in with yourself. Are you fully rested and hydrated? Are you sleeping, eating, exercising, hydrating, gesturing, speaking with a passion enough to have the energy you deserve? Yeah, that's habit number 2. Let's move to the next secret. Secret number 3, master your focus. And let me check in with the chat. I saw Nan says, empathetic, determined, authentic. Beautiful. And your song said, joy, ambition, thoughtful. Beautiful words. Yeah, and write those down. Now let's hit a nail on focus. Yeah, and when we talk about focus, we mainly talk about productivity. And I love this quote from Robin Sharma that says that productivity is not so much about how we use our time, but more so about how we manage our mind. And as you can see, each of these habits, they are more or less connected to each other. And as you master one, you're actually increasing your performance in the others. So my question to you now is, what is your mission today? Yeah, I shared my mission today for you. Yeah, my mission is to get you into action. Yeah, that's my mission right now, right here today. In terms of my overall bigger mission, that is to cultivate a community of high-performing leaders and empower them with the tools, habits, and business development strategies they need to empower the next generation of leaders. Yeah, that's my bigger mission. Yeah, but right now, my mission right now is to get you into action. Now, what is your mission today? What are you looking forward to? Yeah, what are you looking forward to today? Most recently, I've been experimenting with intention. And when I say intention, I mean, how do I want to feel this week? Yeah, what is the feeling I'm looking forward to this week? Yeah, what is the feeling I'm looking forward to today? And one of the most magical things that starts to happen, even without paying attention to it during the week, I realized that the intention that I set at the beginning of the week, for some strange reason, start happening. My intention for last week was to feel more organized. And during the week, yeah, I get a bit distracted and I just mindlessly just start, organizing some pictures on my phone and some videos. And I was like, wow, look at that. So what are you looking forward to? Yeah, this can be a feeling, or this can be something that you really want to do that is really fun. This can be even people. And my final question is, what must I accomplish today to progress in my life? Now, when we're mastering our focus, it's very important to become aware of what is important now, not what's achievable. Because what's important, no, because what's achievable isn't always important. So what do you need to accomplish today so that you can progress in life? And I know that as I'm asking these questions, you're starting to have your own realizations. You're starting to become even more clear about who you need to be and what you need to do to get there. Secret number 4, master influence. Now, are you developing influence? Are you demonstrating empathy and bold enthusiasm when you seek to influence others? Yeah. And in the current situation we are in today, in this particular timeline that we're living in, when we think about influence, we're thinking about millions, or we're thinking about Instagram. I want to think about one person, the one person who you see on an everyday basis. Yeah. Are you demonstrating empathy and bold enthusiasm when you seek to influence that person? And how are you developing even more influence? Or maybe I can ask the question in this way. How are you role modeling the way? How are you being an example? Let that sink in. Now, secret number 5, mastering presence. Yeah, and I just want to check in with the chat. I want to see how are we doing so far. Let me know what are some of the things, the insights that are coming up for you. Yeah, what are some of the things that you're now realizing about yourself? Yeah, share those with me. Yeah, let me know. Let us know. Yeah. And what level are you in terms of your emotional and physical vibrancy and presence? And when I say emotional, we're talking about how you feel. Yeah, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? If you had to look back over the last week emotionally, yeah, how did you feel? If you had to put a pin on that emotion that you were feeling, it could have been calm, it could have been anxious, nervous, stressed, excited, present. Yeah. What level are you in terms of, your emotional vibrancy and presence? And secret number 6, master your mission. How can I stay on purpose and serve great right now? How can I stay on purpose and serve great right now? And I see someone said in the chat, unsure. Now I want to ask this question specifically to you. And I want you to see what comes up. Yeah, maybe it could be a feeling, it could be a thought, it could be an insight, whatever comes up to you. Yeah, I want you to share it in the chat. I even write it down because this will be important for you. Now, aside from being unsure, what is everything else you haven't been paying attention to that is important to you right now? Now, let me ask that again. Aside from feeling unsure, what is everything else you haven't been paying attention to that's important to you right now? Yeah. Yeah. Clearly not paid enough attention to myself. Now, knowing what you know now, how would you like to be different than how you've been? How would you like to be different? And what's your next step? Once you identify how do you want to be different, what's your next step? Write that down. Yeah, and go get it. Yeah. Now, if throughout this entire presentation, you didn't remember anything I shared, you didn't remember any of these habits, I want you to remember this. For things to get better for you, you need to get better. Yeah, personally. And I want you to take this personal. Yeah, I want you to take this personal. That commitment that you made to yourself in the beginning, yeah, I want you to take this personal. You need to get better. Yeah. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Yeah, because you're the biggest bottleneck of everything that you create. When you get better, everything around you get better. When you get better, your relationships get better. When you get better, your career get better. When you get better, your finance get better. When you get better, your focus get better. Yeah. When you get better, your clarity gets better. Yeah. I see that's who said in the chat, that's great awareness. I was also thinking, when was the last time I checked in with my emotion? Golden nugget. Beautiful. And the last one, don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action, my friends. Yeah, because I know that this is not the first training you've showed up to. This is not the first insight you've gained. This is not the first time you have heard this information. Yeah, I want you to go and take action. Yeah, I want you to now take action of paying more attention to yourself. I want you to take action of actually, checking in on your emotion on a more consistent basis. Yeah, and find people who can actually take you through that transformation. Okay. Now, these are the habits that I coach around. Yeah. And these are the habits that I personally practice every day. Yeah, and high performance is not something you have or you don't have. High performance is a practice. Yeah. And the more you practice, the more you become. Yeah. As a martial artist, yeah, as a taekwondist, one of the kicks that I struggled with in the beginning was doing a back kick. Yeah. This kick seems so awkward. After I started practicing, and it ended up becoming one of my best kicks. Yeah. I'm a writer, so I kicked a lot on my right leg, and my instructor started telling me, if you're only using one leg, yeah, your opponents would figure out your weak spot. And I started practicing on my left, yeah, and it got better. And the same thing applies when it comes to mastering your mind, your influence, your focus, your productivity, your presence. We got to practice these things. And it started becoming aware of the exact next step that we need to take. Now, I want to know in the chat, which of the secrets resonate with you right now? Yeah, which are you committing to improve? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, principle number 1, yeah, for things to get better for you, you need to get better. Yeah, that was principle number 1. Thank you for asking that, Audrey. Yeah. Now I want to know in the chat, which of the 6 secrets resonates with you right now, and which are you committed to improve? Yeah, let me know. So I see master your body. Come on, thumbs up to you, Mateo. Wonderful. Master my mission, man. Awesome. Angelo, master focus. Awesome. All are worthy to improve. Of course, all of them are worthy to improve. However, I want you to pick the one that resonates with what you need to improve right now. Because remember what I said, when it comes to focus, what do you need to accomplish today? Yeah, so that you can get to where you're moving towards. So I want you to hold on to the one that you need to master now. Yeah, and yes, she said, I want to master purpose. That's beautiful. Awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. Yeah, I'm so proud that you have identified where you are and what you need to focus on to take that next step. Master purpose, master focus is important for me to improve. Beautiful. Now I want to ask this question. How would it impact your life? Yeah, if you master this habit, how would this impact your life? Yeah. How would mastering focus impact your life? How would mastering purpose impact your life? How would mastering your body impact your life? Let me know. Improve, master, focus. Focus. I'm seeing a lot of focus. And even a bigger question, what's the impact on others? When you master your focus, how would that impact your family, your relationship, the people around you at work, your loved ones? What's the impact on them? Now, what's the negative impact if you do nothing? Let's say we fast forward 6 months from now and everything is still the same, no change. Yeah, how would that impact your life? What's the negative impact of doing nothing? And I think sometimes one of the reasons why we don't take action is because we don't highlight the negative impact of inaction. Yeah, we see no progress. Nothing happens. You're still the same. Yeah. I had a conversation with someone last week and I asked her this question and she said that, oh, she'll take a hammer and hit herself in the leg. And we don't want that. Yeah, it would be pretty frustrating if nothing changed. Yeah. Now, if you're going to make the jump, yeah, you need to resource up. You need to resource up to make the jump. Yeah, I see Vlad said mastering focus can lead us to what we want. That's the route we should work on for us. Beautiful. Yeah. So I want you to resource up to make the jump. Right now, where that you have identified your gap, where you are now, and where you need to be. So to make that jump, we need to resource up. Yes, I want to ask you a question. If you had a key, if I had a key, yeah, and this was a key to a safe, and inside of this safe, we know that there was $100,000. There was $100,000 in that safe. Yeah. And the safe is located somewhere in the islands, on my island in the Caribbean. And I give you this key. Yeah, what would you do? Yeah, what would you do? This safe has $100,000 in it, and it's on the other side of the Caribbean. And the flight is $10,000. What would you do? Yeah, what would you do? How would you, what would you do? How would you solve that problem? Yeah. So my question is, what resources do you have to guarantee you can achieve your vision? Yeah, what are the resources you have available to you? What resources can get you there? Yeah, and shortcut your learning. Which mentor, which coach can get you there even faster? Yeah. Look in your resources. I know you have resources. Right now, you're in a group with coaches and mentors. Yeah, right now, you're in community with coaches and mentors who have done stuff that you want to do. Reach out to them. Yeah, what resources do you have? Yeah, and some of the bad investments that we see we make today, we invest in car, shoes, watch, clothes. Yeah, which is needed. However, a lot of us don't invest in these things enough. Marketing, coaching, real estate. Yeah. I see a lot of times that we need to do business. A lot of times we're doing business and we don't even have a marketing budget. Yeah. Everybody want to go organic and wondering why they're not getting the response they want. Yeah. Coaching, this is one of the biggest investments I've made in my life personally. I remember when I started out, I remember one of my friends told me that, oh, Dino, you're so good at what you do. And I remember listening to a Jim Brown quote, Jim Brown audio, and he said that if you were so good at what you do, why aren't they buying? And that was a wake-up call for me. I realized that there's something that I didn't know that I needed to know. And that's when I hired my first coach. Yeah. Now, as you know, the benefits of working with a coach, yeah, clearer vision. Yeah, and sometimes they even level up your vision. Yeah, more breakthrough moments, accountability, community, and you get results faster. Yeah, this is not just me saying. Yeah, this is a fact. That's why coaching is such a big industry right now. Yeah, some of the greatest have coached. Yeah, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. They all know the value of investing in a coach. And it doesn't only apply to sports. Yeah, executive leaders invest in coaching and mentorship. Yeah. Now, would you like to know what it would be like? Yeah, if I had to coach you over the next 6 months? Yeah, if you like to know, say yes in the chat. If you don't like to know, you don't need to say yes, and that's also fine. But would you like to know what it would be like if I had to personally coach you over the next 6 months? Okay, I see one yes. Okay. Well, if no one said yes, I was going to tell you anyway. Yeah. Already getting that. Awesome. You know it is, Sham. Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. What would life look like if we had to work together over the next 6 months and everything changed? Check in with yourself. Let's say me and you work together 6 months and everything changed. What would that look like? What would that look like for you? What would you have? What would you have achieved? Yeah, what would you identify as? What would be some of the opportunities that would be open for you? And what if everything changed? Yeah, I remember that if you're gonna make this jump, yeah, you gotta make you have to make fast decisions. You need to make fast, informed decisions. Meaning you gotta get the facts, you gotta be confident, and you got to actually embody abundance. Yeah, slow decisions, yeah, leads to a paralysis analysis, fear, and scarcity. If you're still stuck in that scarcity mindset, the only direction you're moving is back. Yeah. So you got to learn how to make fast decisions. Yeah, get the facts. Yeah. I remember when we had a session with Adrian, and he shared something very powerful with us. And we're talking about this feeling of fear. And sometimes your feeling of fear means three things. One, it means that, you know, you need to move. You need to move. You need to go and make that decision. Yeah. Two, it means that, you know, you need to stop. And three, it means that, one, you don't have enough information. And sometimes we confuse these feelings. But when you increase your level of awareness, you become aware of when it's telling you need to stop, when it's telling you need to move, and when it's telling you, I need more information. Yeah. Now, I want to introduce you to the Level Up to Launch. Now, this is a program that I've personally created, that I've only launched the first cohort. And this is a 6-month group coaching accelerator for purpose-driven coaches, thought leaders, and educators who want to launch a 6-figure business and create a repeatable revenue system with the supports and the habits and accountability that you need. Now, this is not for everyone. Yeah, this is not for you if you rather struggle alone, working hard and working smart with a supportive community. Now, if you rather work hard on your own than working with a supportive community, this is not for you. Yeah, this is not for you if you have the tendency of being negative, complaining, and blaming outside influences for your circumstances. This is not for you if you rather stay comfortable rather than grow and develop yourself. This is not for you if you're not interested in doing the right work necessary to make it happen. This is not for you if you think investing in a coach, yeah, is not a good decision. Yeah, if you think this investment is an expense, yeah, this is not for you. So I want to make that clear. Yeah, but this will be perfect for you if you're really committed to the life you love, if you're committed to want to make an impact. And that is really important for me. Yeah, for you, it's not just about the money. Yeah, for you, you genuinely want to make an impact in others' life. So that way, when I work with you and you're successful, that means the impact that you're making is a part of my impact. Yeah. So if this is you, this is perfect for you. Now, in the first 90 minutes of working together, you and I, we're going to craft what I call your 6-figure stress-free abundance roadmap. So that way you can gain the clarity on your why, your what, your who, and your how. Now, this is something that we'll do together, me and you, for 90 minutes. Yeah, then over the next 3 months, we'll craft your perfect offer for your dream clients. Yeah, so that way you can get immediate results. You can make your investment back. Okay. And then finally, you're going to get an additional 90 days of extra support so you can get the exposure and build your audience so that you can scale and grow. Yeah. So this is the entire process. Now, social proof is important. Now, this is just some testimonials that I screenshot from our group. And as you can see, yeah, people have been getting results. So this is not just me talking about fluff. Initially, this is things that I invested to learn, and then I start to teach. Yeah. So as you can see, people have been getting results. So what you get instant access to the Level Up to Launch. Now, this is a learning platform where you learn these habits of high performance. Yeah, you learn how to think like a high performer and how to apply them. Also, you'll craft your positioning statement, you build a signature offer, you'll create your client creation strategy, and you build healthy client relationships. Yeah, and you know, one thing that I want to shift in my client's mind, or even your mind today as well. Yeah, sometimes we get scared by this word of sales. Yeah, but I wanted to shift the thinking is that you're building relationship. Yeah, because you don't want to come across as pushy and you don't want to be cheating people out of what they have. Yeah, so you would learn how to build healthy client relationship, and as well as, you know, how to onboard masterfully. Okay. You'll have 12 live mastermind and implementation session with me. Yeah, so this is a think tank and executive support where you get the support that you need, not only from me, but a group of leaders who I support as well. You'll eradicate that limiting mindset that's holding you back. You'll get feedback, accountability, profit improvement. Yeah, and we'll do live sales role play so that you can master the skills that you need to take out into the world. And sales is just another way of saying where you're aligning your expertise with the need of your clients. Yeah, you'll have 24 access accountability via Slack. Yeah, one of our biggest distractions is social media. Yeah, Facebook, WeChat, Instagram. Yeah, so we have a private space where you're gonna get support from me. And it's like having me 24/7 in your pocket. Personally, my WeChat is always on silent. So if you text me, I may not reply to you for 24 hours. But in here, if you text me, I get it immediately and I respond. Another bonus is if you commit today, yeah, you would have a free one-on-one, yeah, six-figure abundance session with me. Yeah, this is where I personally sit with you, spend 90 minutes, and we'll craft your stress-free abundance plan for the first 30 days. So that way you can make your investment back fast. Yeah, this would ensure that you ensure success, shorten your learning curve, and overcome the roadblocks that are right now stopping you. Another bonus is you'll have your launch event checklist. Yeah, one of the things that you need to master as a freelancer, as a professional service provider, is you need to know how to organize an event. So I'll provide you with a checklist that would help you know, okay, this is what I need to do first, second, third, fourth. Okay. And another thing is you'll be a featured speaker at the level up to launch. Yeah, whenever we have this summit, you would be a featured speaker, just like some of my clients who are here who will be sharing as well. Yeah, added exposure, it'll be a launch pad for you to really test your offer. And it will be, you position yourself with other authorities. Okay. Okay. And this is my guarantee. Yeah. If within the first 60 days, you're not getting the results that you need, yeah, I would coach you for the entire year. Yeah, no additional fees. Yeah, that's my 1-year guarantee. Yeah. If you join this next cohort and you don't get results in 60 days, yeah, you're in the program for the entire year. Okay. So let me coach you to success. Another guarantee that I have, if in the next 60 days, you still feel unclear about who you need to be, what you need to do to get results, I'll personally schedule a free one-on-one session with you that you can get into action. And that's another personal guarantee. Okay. So this is everything that you're getting. Yeah. And this entire package is now valued at 19,885 RMB. Okay. 6 months access to the level up to launch, 12 business mastermind, 24-hour, 24/7 accountability and coaching, the 3 bonuses, and the guarantees. However, you won't invest at that rate. Yeah, because of this summit, you're not going to pay 19,885 RMB. Yeah. Just lean in, lean in. If you're committed, if you've already decided this is what you want, your investment is going to be an investment of 4,997 RMB to work with me and my tribe. Okay. And if this is already something that you're going to say yes to, yeah, just hold that for a few. Yeah. There's more. Yeah, there's more. Now, let's imagine you've already built your business. You have success. Now what? Yeah. Now I have another offer here. This is what I call a level up to launch next level. And this is exclusively for established entrepreneurs and high performers who really want to take their self-mastery to the next level. Yeah, and I know some of my clients in here may be upset at me for this because they don't even know about this offer. Yeah, and I'm going to present this to you. So this is only limited to 6 persons. 6 persons because I'm just one person. Yes, I can only take on 6 persons at this point. And this is where you'll have an additional 6 one-on-one high-performance coaching session with me personally. Yeah, where you help you to gain more clarity, be more energetic and motivated, focus on organize, developing more influence, and bulletproof your accountability, including everything that I just shared. Yeah, everything that I just shared plus these 6 one-on-one sessions in the level up to launch next level. Yeah, taking the total price all the way up to 27,882 RMB. As I said, you're not going to invest at this rate. Yeah, for the level up to launch next level, where you have the group business mastermind plus me one-on-one, yeah, with 6 sessions, that would be an investment of 7,997 RMB. Now, you have 2 choices. You can decide to do nothing, yeah, and 100% risk-free. You can go and achieve your goal on your own. Yeah, just like you have been doing over the last couple of years. Yeah, or you can make this small investment today and let me coach you to success. You can earn a high return. Yeah, those are your 2 options. Yeah. Now, social proof. Yeah, I don't want to bore you with fluff. Yeah, but these are what my clients have been saying. Okay. And if you want to reach out to any one of them for a conversation before you make that commitment, just send me a message and I can connect you with any one of them. Okay. And if you already say yes, if you're already a yes, I want you to send me a DM. DM me Level Up, yeah, and you can secure a one-on-one clarity session with me personally. Yeah, where I'm gonna even serve you before you even invest. Yeah. So DM me Level Up and you get a complimentary 6-figure clarity session where me and you, we can actually get clear about what success looks like for you. What are your obstacles and what are your goals right now? Yeah, I want to serve you before you even invest. And even though you don't invest, I'll still love to serve you. So go ahead, connect with me on WeChat. This is my hook at the below. Yeah, Dino Delplesh, and let's level up together. Thank you so much, Angelo. Now, that was a lot. Yeah, I know that was a lot. So I want you to take a deep breath and just take a stretch. Oh, and just relax. And I want to know in the chat, what resonated with you more so far? Yeah, what resonated with you the most? Yeah, we have a group of speakers who's coming up, and I know that they're ready. I see Angela is in the chat, and I know that he's ready. So I just want you to take a deep breath. Yeah, Yolanda said, great introduction, your energy. Come on, sharing that with you. And just take a deep breath and just relax. Feel where you are. Yeah, feel where you are. Now, we have another speaker who's gonna grace the stage. Yeah, and this speaker is somebody who I've personally admired for a very long time. Yeah, and I know most of you have known him, you've seen his videos, you've seen his work. Yeah, and I met Angelo before Angelo even met me. I remember this one day I was in Shanghai and I went to this really tall building. I can't remember which one it was. And I was in the back of the elevator and these two guys stepped into the elevator. And just their presence, you know, in my head, I was like, I want to be like this guy. And it was Angelo. Yeah. And that was when I was still in university. And I didn't connect with him. I didn't get to know him. And then fast forward 2020, I saw Angelo again speak in a Motivate community, and I was a different place in my life. Then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so serendipitous. And I know I had to reach out to him. And I reached out to him personally and asked him to mentor me. And we have created a relationship over the years, which I'm super, super excited about. And that's why I want to give this space to him to come and bless you with his presence. Welcome, Angelo. Are you here with us today? I love my life.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear. Let me stop sharing my
Good morning. Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Dino, I love what you are doing, man. I really admire you. This is very honest. I saw your it's not progress, man. I saw your life, and it's always full of energy. And to create this now, today in the morning, and all these 2 days, it's a lot of hard work, man. Sometimes people don't see that.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of thinking and feeling and bringing amazing speakers together. Not me, man. I'm just a normal guy that plays a piano in the background. But thank you so much for the invitation. Really appreciate that. And happy to see so many amazing people here. Yeah. And yes, I need focus, man. And I totally agree with what you mentioned. We need help, and this is okay, right? Sometimes we are just like, our ego let us go like, whoa, yeah, I can do everything, especially men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
mean. We want to find a way, and we just close in our cave and trying to figure out and think. And no, man, but I already passed through a lot of things, and I also heard your story, a lot of resonance with that. I also passed through a lot of facing death things and very serious stuff. And then I arrived to a point of my life where I said, I need help. I cannot do it by myself. I asked God, the universe, life, whatever you believe, right? And it was like, oh my God, I cannot do it. Burnout, stress, a little overweight, digestion problems, allergies. I was totally destroyed. Yeah. So I totally understand what you're doing. And this is really, really what we need, man. We need more like you. Do you say you
That's
get
why we're
just a
here.
few people? Yeah, because you cannot, because we need more people like you. And here later in the speakers, we can see
Yeah,
also amazing, powerful guys that can also help more people. So it's
yeah.
very cool. So what
Thank
is our topic? I forgot.
you.
Our topic is music and love. So Dino, I want to ask you a question. I don't want to talk too much. This is more like a friendly sharing. What is your favorite romantic song?
Hmm. Well, this is easy. Best part. Yeah. Best part.
Okay, Best Part. I don't know that song.
From
When you connect with this song?
Daniel Caesar.
Daniel Caesar. Okay, I will check it out. That was very interesting.
Mhm.
And also, guys, here when you're listening here, all the audience here, you can type down if you want your favorite romantic song, something that reminds you maybe an old love
Mm.
or a moment, yeah, or this moment that maybe you were looking for somebody, you have the illusion that you will fall in love with somebody, but you didn't dare to do it, maybe in your childhood, yeah. This is very interesting. Lady in red. Wow, lady in red. Yeah. Hallelujah. Okay, that's beautiful. I will stand by you. Oh, it sounds so nice. I don't know the songs. I will search later. Amazing. Okay, best part. Great. You know what? Because for me, music and love have been connected since I'm a little kid. My first song I learned in piano when I was 4 years old was Love Story. Yeah, you know the story? Na 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 na. The story, the from the movie from the 70s, I think. Yeah, I heard that song. Somebody play at home in that time, and immediately was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And I start to learn. Start to play just with one finger. When I was little, I didn't. I was just exploring, right, the piano. And this is my first connection with music in my life. It's about love, a romantic story. I didn't know what was the meaning of the lyrics. Usually, actually, when I was little, I never paid attention to the lyrics. I was more focused on the sounds, on the feeling. And I didn't know in that time what was the meaning of love story. I have no idea. And I start to just to absorb that, you know, that kind of what I call is a gift. In some of us have different gifts, right? We connect with the music, or some of us we connect with drawing, with painting, since we are little. And then we grow up, and then we fall into the trap, into the trap, rat trap, or these kind of illusions. And then we start to disconnect with what we used to love when we were little. So I just want to share today a little about that, the connection with music and love. There is a chance to show a small PPT, right? Do you know? Can show the PPT? Yeah.
Yes, yes. You can share the PPT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can share now.
Correct.
Okay. And just to share something especially about an experience I had a couple of weeks ago. There was a big event in Shenzhen. And some of you also, you are trainers, you are helping people. So maybe you will get also something from this sharing. And I will keep it as simple as possible. I know our time is limited. So let me open the sharing here. Dun, dun, desktop, share. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, I need to allow, okay. I think I cannot share it because there I have a permission that I need to allow, and then say I need to reset. Let me try one more time. If no, it's okay. Sure. Ah, I can. Can you see? Yeah,
Yes, perfect.
but I have a message here. Anyway, I will open the PPT. It should be fine. Okay, here. Just let me know if you can see, and then I just continue. Can see, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I love music. Music is my first passion. And then over the time, I start to help myself. I'm learning a lot of coaching things, a lot of training, communication skills, music therapy. Half of them I learned by myself. So I'm just sharing here some beautiful moments of more than 15 years doing training for companies and helping people. And most of the time I did my best to bring music in. Yeah. So actually this picture here, this was my first workshop ever. You see? And all of them women. I was sharing something about discovering yourself and these kind of things. This was 2016, something like that. It was a beautiful experience. So going back to what I mentioned before, what I want to share is what happened a few weeks ago only. These are some moments of a yoga event in Shenzhen. And I was helping people to kind of reconnect a little with their love, trying to release some of the old limiting beliefs about love. Yeah. And it was an amazing experience, very beautiful. There was 3 days. We have around 200 students joining my workshop in those days. There were different teachers around, different rooms. And one of the things I want to rescue is that really music can help us to kind of open the heart, literally open the heart, especially if it's some kind of music that is more calm, more like a meditation music or piano music. That's why I love to create this kind of music too, to help us to open the heart chakra. So I want to share with you something that I learned there, and you can take some of this for your life, and also if you are helping other people too. So I immediately just give you a lesson learned from these sessions. The music can help us to change our emotional state in less than 1 minute. Again, if you go and listen to your romantic song, yeah, maybe you are in this moment, you are frustrated or you feel lonely or you don't have a partner, or you have a partner but you're having problems with your intimate relationship. But then you put that song that reminds you a peaceful state about love. That will bring you back to that state. Yeah, it makes sense. Raise your hand if you think what I'm saying, it makes some sense, right? Music have that power. It's like I said, like a time machine. They can bring you back into a moment of life where a specific state, and that's beautiful. And that's very, very powerful. So this is what I have been experiencing in doing many sessions for more than 5 years already, experimenting more about music and live music meditation. Yeah. Another thing is guided music with a positive purpose can be extremely powerful too. What I mean by guided music, I have the chance to play live in some of the offline workshops, and then I can use that music and improvise the music and connect with the audience. We connect with my students and then understand what is going on there. I see people, different emotions actually. I can play very simple melodies, but maybe one woman there is in the corner crying like hell. Or on the other side, I see somebody smiling and holding their heart, right? So music will influence or impact yourself, impact your emotions in different ways, and depends on your status, of course. So when the music is guided with a positive intention, it can be very beautiful, very powerful. What is really doing is kind of helping you to go into a trance mode, yeah, like a hypnosis in a very gentle way. It's not going into the darkness or whatever it is. It's just kind of holding or supporting your journey. Yeah. Another thing I learned and I want to share with you is the you are the healer. Yeah. Music itself is not healing music, or maybe you heard so many times Some people, they go and play the ball and boom. Yeah, it can help you. It can give you some idea. Yeah, but remember that the real healer is you. If you cut yourself, your finger, you will bleed, and then you will need maybe to put a bandage. Yeah, but it's your body that heals. Yeah, like Wolverine, the same. And some of us can heal faster than others. Your soul, your emotions, everything can heal, but it's your own work. It's from inside. All this inner work is helping you to heal. Yeah. Without going into much details, pay attention to where you are going to receive some help. This is very important. Pay attention to who is there to support you or to give you a session, or where are you going to go and give your energies. Yeah, learn a little about the background of the coach or the trainer or the teacher. This is very important nowadays in social media, man, and we know that we get distracted. We listen one random guy, and because it makes some sense, we take it as granted, but we have no idea who is talking. Yeah, no need to feel like, oh, everything is a threat. No, no, it's okay. But at least if you're going to invest in somebody, check the background. Yeah, know what he's doing. See how much he has been working on himself. Yeah, and then feel it. And this is a key, especially for women. And we are going to go soon for Mother's Day, right? Women's intuition is amazing. So trust that, feel it, feel it. This is the guy, or this is not, or this is the way. Feel it and then go and learn. It's very important. And at the end, last one, lesson learned. Pay attention to what you listen. Yeah, and that includes your inner talk. Remember before Dina was saying what we want more. I want more focus. I wrote down there in the chat. I get distracted. Maybe it's part of my design, or maybe it's the same story I have been telling to myself. When I go and search for information, I want to become the one that is sharing the information. Yeah. This is something I have been working for many years, actually. And I get distracted. And maybe you too, right? So all this kind of information, data that is coming into ourselves, yeah, especially talking about sounds, because we're talking about more music and love. Pay attention to what you are listening. Pay attention pay attention who is giving that message. Yeah, how does it feel? Yeah, it's very, very important, because at the end, all of them are seeds. Whatever you are listening are seeds that they stay in your mind, in your brain, in part of your body. Physically, they stay. And then if you keep receiving that information, you are watering the plant, you are bringing some sun to that idea, and then eventually it will grow or not, or will die if you don't water the plant, right? This is very important. What you listen, what kind of music are you listening? What kind of podcasts are you listening? Yeah. Are you following somebody? Yeah. Why? Check a little about the background. Yeah. There is a lot of amazing people here that have a very positive intention, and this is very valuable. So then we can listen more from them. Okay. So now we have some few minutes. I want to share just a couple of models super fast, like 2 minutes more, that I use in this kind of training, right? Remember this kind of events, and I was helping people, and I'll show you a little about how I made it. You can use as a reference. You can take it for yourself. You can practice. You can learn with Dino, with other people too. This is your option, right? Just want to share with you something. When I build my trainings, they're based on 3 R's: recognize, then release, and then reveal. Yeah, it's very simple. The thing is, not so many people is doing this. They focus more on the recognizing part. For example, recognizing a trauma, finding the pain, go backwards into the childhood and open the box. Yeah, great. This is a process. This is a way. This is one of the options. Right? When recognize something that is blocking you or bothering you or limiting you, then it's kind of 50% already healed, or you allow yourself to start the healing process. Or recognizing it can be also when you decide you want to invest and receive professional help. Yeah. And that's also recognizing you. You are here. Like when we arrive into a point of life, as I say, I cannot take more of this shit. It's impossible. I cannot do it by myself. Please help me. That's also recognizing. You are putting yourself into a more vulnerable state. You allow yourself to receive help instead of building the shell, right? And then the next step is releasing. Releasing, if it's something that we can release, the famous let go. Many people talk about, let go of the past. Do you think it's easy? Really? Have you tried? Have you really tried and go deep and find something that you say, a limited belief about love? And I learned that from my mom, for example. And do you really can let go of that? Like then you come back and then there is nothing there. Yeah, maybe some people can do it. Great. Great for you if you can do it. There are many techniques, of course. Some of us, like Dino, have NLP techniques and many other meditation techniques. Like I use music therapy. It's beautiful. It's possible. So the things that most of the people is doing is rebuild, because after you recognize, do you found something that is bothering you or limiting you, and then you release that in different ways, yeah, or take action on that. So you are also releasing that stress, yeah, because sometimes when we don't take action also, yeah, it gives us a stress and we accumulate the things and the thoughts, and then it manifests later in another way. The missing part is rebuild. Yeah, and how we rebuild. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. In my training, the 3 R's, I share my story about love. I used to strongly believe that love doesn't exist between couple for many years, until I arrived to China, until I get married. I was still with this very thick, hard seed in my heart. So I was sharing my story. People start to kind of also to recognize in themselves through the story. I was playing music, then start to do some techniques with them to help to come and find these kind of limiting beliefs about love. And then another technique to release movement. You see here, we were in groups, shaking and rah, and yelling and ah, and cursing sometimes. Yeah, I was not playing the piano in this moment. I was also yelling here. It was like, wow, I almost lost my voice in the first day. So it totally worth it. And then after we release, there is an empty space. Of course, this is a metaphorical way to say. There is an empty space. So now we need to bring something positive inside. Yeah. For example, a gratitude meditation. Yeah. Or this kind of meditation that we were doing here. You see the guy here opening. There is one meditation called humming meditation. You open your from your heart and you give, and then you receive. Yeah, it's something beautiful to help us to feel like a hug from the love. Yeah. So consider this later if you are creating some trainings, or you're helping people, or just if you are working by yourself on yourself, that is also possible. Yeah. Don't forget to do that. After you search in your own trash, yeah, and you throw the trash, then try to bring in something beautiful, something positive. Yeah. And the last one, this one, I love this. I will not go deep inside of this. You can find it on the internet. Some people call the T model. It's just TEA. Yeah, I call it creation process or creation model. But this is something I use most of the time, even if I don't tell my students in the moment. But you can find a guidance through this process. We go, I love emotional management. This is one of the things I love the most, and I share more about that. How to manage your anger, your fears, right? So this is more in the middle, how to manage that kind of energy. Yeah. But if we go a little backwards, there are the thoughts, the beliefs, yeah, and especially the beliefs, where they come from. Yeah, if they come from your family, if this kind of memory about love is positive for you now, and you are using that in a positive way, from where they come from, do you remember? Yeah. So these kind of things are beautiful, and I love to analyze. So I use this kind of process to see, because at the end, we are a result. What you are right now is a result of something that happened before. Yeah. And thanks to what Dino is doing here today, is helping us to realize what is working and what is not working. And if you want, you can choose to use that help to transform what is not working. That makes sense, right? And you also can choose to do nothing and stay there, because some people like that. It's okay. Yeah. Not everybody will love to go and trying to improve some things, go and search inside yourself and find something that maybe can be transformed. Yeah. Okay, we're almost arriving to the time. I want to invite you just the one more minute. If you are there, if you are ready, yeah, let's do a very simple meditation. Very, very, very simple. Because there's a lot of chaos happening around the world. I'm very sensible about that. And I just want to invite you, if for 1 second, we can just close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath also to make a shift inside. Whatever you want in this life is going to happen. So you can start to feel a little about that, like tasting what you want to see more in this world. And what you want to see more in this world starts from you. Yeah. You are the seed of whatever you want to see. You are the seed of whatever you want to feel more for yourself, for your family, for the people you love. Let's use our imagination just to come back to our center, right? To present time here now. And imagine, what do you want to see in this world? Something that comes from you. Do you want to bring more peace? Maybe you want to bring more love, more happiness. You want to build your business, and through your business, bring a beautiful product or service, something that really can help people or help animals or help the environment. Yeah. And let's take one more deep breath. This is the easiest way, with a deep breath. This is the easiest one and the strongest way to also to calm down when you feel a little stressed and lost. Okay. Now let's come back. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, that's all for me. That in another time maybe you have more time to share. But thank you so much, Dino, for the chance. and for what you are doing. This is really important. And I wish you the best always.
Thank
Thank
you
you, guys.
so much, Angela. That was so beautiful. And the one thing that I grabbed on to is whatever you want in life is going to happen. And that is so important because I remembered reading the book How to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I read that book 3 times. And the third time I read it, there was a line that the author said that I've been trying to tell you one thing in every chapter. Yeah. And if you know what that thing is, I want you to go and take a cup and turn it upside down. And I never saw that line in the book until the third read. And the thing was that he was trying to tell you in every chapter of this iconic book is whatsoever you believe to be true is going to be true. Yeah. And that states that it's very important for you to have goals and dreams. It's very important for you to have desirable things that you want. Yeah, not things that you don't want. All the things that you don't want, you're consistently attracting those things by having those desires. So I would really want to thank you for that message and really drop in the anchor. And I hope that that meditation has relaxed everybody and you're ready for the next speaker. So I want everybody to take another deep breath in. All right. We're only getting started. We're only getting started. Now let me bring my slides back up. Yeah, because we have another beautiful speaker who's going to be gracing the stage. And as I told you that this is one of the most beautiful women in Asia. Yeah, and Dassel Kim is not only my partner in life, but she is also, a specialist when it comes to connecting people. Yeah, and a specialist when it comes to designing. Yeah, and she's on a mission to help you awaken your hero within so that you can show up with the best version of yourself and achieve your fulfilling career with more clarity, courage, and influence. Now, right now, Dassel Kim is a global partnership manager at the Zhejiang University International Business School. She's an ex-McKinsey recruiter. She's a certified coach, a certified Korean coach. Yeah. And also, she's one of the students who was being in the previous cohort of Level Up to Launch. And another fun tip is that, she's also a certified yoga trainer. Just a few facts, fun facts about her that you may not know. And I'm super excited to be, giving her this stage and giving her this pleasure to share with you on LinkedIn personal branding, for professional coaches and for professionals. Okay, that's all, Kim. Welcome, and it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Angela, again for the amazing meditation. It really calmed me down. I still have so much imposter syndrome going on. I had done so many presentations offline and online, but still there's a lot of uncomfortable feeling in my gut. Let me bring up my screen. Well, can everybody see the screen? Awesome.
Yep.
So today I'm gonna talk about personal branding. Well, personally, personal branding, I personally have a journey of a story, and I personally experienced how important it is. And LinkedIn is just one tool that I want to talk about today. But this personal brand also lies generally in everywhere, wherever you are showing up offline. LinkedIn is just online, showing up in the Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or showing up in your workplace, or showing up with the conversation with your friends or family. The personal brands lies in everywhere. And I think the start of the personal branding always should be starting from me, myself, asking a question, who I am. So today I'm going to briefly talk about the how to self-aware, how to bring up the self-awareness around our personal branding, and then put it into an action to build up a LinkedIn presence. Especially today, I'm not sure who's the audience exactly, who are the coaches and professionals, or they're job seekers, career seekers, but whoever it is, how you can magnify your LinkedIn profile and connect with the people for your success. So before we go in, Dino already had a great introduction on me. So I call myself a career coach. I want to call myself career coach, but not just a normal career coach who's fixing your CVs or just practicing you the interviews. That's what I do also. I host a lot of career workshops at Zhejiang University. My main job is a global partnership manager as well. I was an ex-McKinsey HR recruiter. I recruited consultants for McKinsey in Shanghai office. And I'm also a level of chief branding officer, so-called, I call myself. All those like visuals, all the contents, those are from me. And I love designing. I'm a Canva nerd. I'm an expert in the designing posters, LinkedIn banners, or even ebooks and brochures. And also, I'm a certified coach as well as yoga, certified yoga teacher. Whoever, shout outs to whoever yoga lovers or coaches, yeah, please let me know. Let's connect. I'll be happy to connect with anyone. Yep. So before we start, I wanna give some good tip. So after this session, connect with me in the LinkedIn. You can find me by Dassel-Lily-Kim. Just Google it, Dassel-Lily Kim. You can find me my LinkedIn page on the top in the Google, and you can connect me. And after this session, if you tag me and share the LinkedIn review, you earn a one-on-one free career coaching session. No matter you're a coach who's looking for a client or you're a student who's looking for jobs, I can coach you, especially how to utilize the LinkedIn platform to land a job interviews or get a client calls. Yeah. So before we get into, as I mentioned, I want to go a little bit dive into how we can find who we are and apply it to the personal branding. So let me tell you a quick story of mine. So how did I get into, this is about how I get into the McKinsey. So my previous work experiences doesn't lie in the HR. So I started by sales in a semiconductor company, which I had no knowledge about semiconductor. And my second job was a social media marketer, as well as student recruiter at Zhejiang University. And then here I am applying for the HR recruiter. And one big question hit me was, hey, Dassel, I noticed that you have no experience in HR. What were you thinking of applying this job? And I was like, yeah, that's true. That's so true. But I knew at that moment, I knew who I am. I'm a people person. I'm a master communicator. And I'm good at hosting events. I have multiple experience in hosting online and offline events, as well as I'm good at connecting with people. I know where to find people, how to search the key person we need to find, and I know how to talk to them, you know? So I told them that this is who am I, and I see your job description, and these are the people that you're looking for. So that's why I applied for this. I do have all the necessary soft skills. Yeah, and that's how I get a job. At the interview, I was super confident. But once I landed a job, the first question I wanted to ask my boss, and I did ask my boss, is, why did you hire me? I'm not even a native Chinese speaker. I'm Korean. I'm not even a native English speaker. This job is in HR recruiting, doesn't require any Korean. The working language is Chinese and English. Why did you hire me? And my boss just told me one thing. It's because of who you are, Dassel. And that's when I realized why personal branding is important. And beyond of that, why having a self-awareness, why knowing who you are is really important. And that's why today I want to introduce you one concept, Japanese concept called Ikigai. Hands up if anyone heard of this Ikigai concept? Anyone? Or anyone ever saw this diagram, this complicated but beautiful diagram? Anyone? Yeah, I see a few hands. Oh, wow, that's great. That's great. Yes, so this Ikigai is a Japanese concept meaning a reason for being. So this doesn't not only apply for a career, or finding a job or finding a client. This is about your life meaning, finding who you are. And in the Ikigai, in this forward diagram, it has what you love and what you're good at and what you can be paid for and what the world needs. And what they say, the Ikigai is this center of all these four circles cross the center. Ikigai means this is your reason for being. This is the purpose of life, where you're doing what you love as well as what you're good at it, and that you can even get paid for it, and that is what the world needs. So this Ikigai is not a job position. You don't have to put the nouns inside of it. It can be a verb, you know? Let's say, I love connecting people, I'm good at connecting people, and I do get paid for connecting people. And I believe the world needs more connection. And that's my Ikigai, right? And Ikigai is not just one setting stone. As we always change and we grow, Ikigai always change. So I'm constantly building up my Ikigai, reviewing, and also updating my Ikigai. So the simple way, you just have a notebook or A4 page, you make a big cross in the middle. You can divide a big cross in the middle. And left top, there's a what you're good at it. Write anything that crosses in your mind. Anything. Don't think twice. 1, 2, 3, within second, you need to write down. Take a list. Put a lot of lists in what you're good at it. Same goes to what you love, what you get paid for, and what the world needs. Don't think too much. Set up a timer and give yourself like 1 minute in each squares, and then put as much as you can. Yeah. And once you've done it, put into a quite of a view, in a whole view, and see what you can cross-line. Where are some commonalities? Oh, there are some things that you're good at it that are also you can find from what you love to do, and which also you can find from what you can be paid for, which also you can be find from what the world needs. Bring up many colorful highlights and start to highlight all those commonalities. What do you see? What do you find? That's the beginning of finding your Ikigai, the purpose of life, your meaning of your life. And I think the most important thing this practice brings you up is it makes you think. It makes you think and then view yourself in a holistic point of view, not only thinking about, oh, what I'm good at it, you know, or, oh, what I'm love to do, but I'm not good at it. Or you just focus on what you get paid for, right? It also gives you a holistic view about who you are, where you can lie, and then where you can find yourself and your personal branding. So after this, once you practice the Ikigai, I want to challenge you guys. Even right now, we can all try to close our eyes and imagine, draw Ikigai in our head. What do you see? Ask yourself, who do you see from that Ikigai? What is that person doing? What color are you seeing? What kind of scent are you smelling? Is that person running or walking, talking or thinking, writing or speaking, drawing or singing? What does that person do? And who is that person with? Imagine you fully incorporating the Ikigai in your life. And that's when you're slowly getting into self-awareness and meaning of life. So I really wanted, before we go and jump into the LinkedIn talking, I want to emphasize this practice should be done literally. at the beginning, every day review your ikigai and then see what you can find. Yep. Great. So now we're going to jump into LinkedIn presence on coaches and professionals. So before we talk about self-awareness, how we can find ourselves, and then how we can like direct our personal branding. And as I told you, this is not a setting stone. This is not like, oh, I personally brand myself in blue, and for the rest of my life I should just personalize myself in a blue color. No, it's not. You know, you can always change up, but once you find yourself, that is your ikigai, and then that you can direct yourself into branding. And now we're going to talk about the LinkedIn presence, how we can incorporate that ikigai to our LinkedIn presence. So before we jump, let me ask questions. So this is a series of questions. So you're going to keep raising your hand if all those applies to you. First, I've heard of a LinkedIn. Raise your hand. I heard of LinkedIn. Yeah, three people, right? 4, I heard of LinkedIn. 5, 6, yeah. 7, 8, going up. Okay. Don't unraise your hand. Keep your hand raised. Second question, I have LinkedIn profile. Let's see if the hands are dropping down. Okay, we're still in 9. Okay, good. I think many of us, yeah, 10. Wow. Okay, third one. Let's see how many hands are staying raised. I check LinkedIn at least once a week. Okay, it's going down to 7, 8, 7. Okay, 6. Okay. Okay, the fourth question. I have more than 200 LinkedIn connections. Okay, I think now everybody gets busy checking their own LinkedIn profile. Okay, 4 people remain. Okay, wow, we have LinkedIn masters. Matthew, Alicia, Yolanda will definitely need to connect in the LinkedIn. Okay, the last question. I search and network with potential clients or potential any prospects through LinkedIn. Okay, our LinkedIn masters. We stayed 3 people survival. So that's not bad, not bad. That's a great score, still out of almost 30 people, and then 3 people out of 30. I'm proud of all of you. And then still, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter you stop in or stop in 2, because what matter is you're here. You're here to learn more, right? Okay, so why LinkedIn? I just want to tell you why LinkedIn. This number just show you why 922 million users up to now are on the LinkedIn. And according to US Digital Trust survey, LinkedIn is ranked number 1 for overall trust and security over other social media platforms. So LinkedIn is where you literally go to find a trustworthy people. You don't go to LinkedIn to find some fun stuff to, scroll over, LinkedIn is a platform where people look for network, look for opportunities. They look for advices, look for people who to connect, or look for information. LinkedIn is a professional social media platform which very differentiated from all the other social platforms. That's why it should be LinkedIn. And leveling up your profile. Now fasten your seat. I don't have much time to go, but I have so many values, so many knowledge that I want to share. So fasten your seat. It will be a super fast speed. So first, you need to set up your LinkedIn profile. You see the difference? This is one of my clients who I helped, and then I asked a consent from my client, except raising the photo and name. What do you see the difference? The left is a previous, and then the right is right now, after working with me for 21 days. What is the big difference? Anyone in the chat? Let me see the chat. Yeah. So the biggest difference is if you want to connect with somebody from LinkedIn, would you like to connect with Mr. K in the left or Mr. K in the right? Of course, duh, right? So the first thing first, this is also one of my client, I can say, who I make up the LinkedIn, and then you see how different it is, right? You can trust this guy, right? Immediately you see you want to connect with this guy. So this is how the LinkedIn presence makes a difference. So first thing first, profile picture, profile picture. Let me go back. This picture, do you know how I get this picture? My friend, Mr. K, didn't have any professional profile picture. So what I asked him to do is, hey, Mr. K, you have a suit, right? Yes. You have a white wall, right? Yes. You have somebody to take you a photo. Yes. Use your phone, take a photo, send it to me. We have a lot of great editing apps thanks to modern ages. So I edit it up, I brighten up, I make it very professional, and then there's a LinkedIn profile, right? But I also suggest you to, it's so easy also to find a professional photo shooting place in a low price where you can take a professional photo. For example, Dino's photo. Look, it's so professional. How did I get it? There's Airbnb, there's a good tip. And the Airbnb, there's a lot of good photographers, freelancing photographers uploading that, hey, it's taking a photo in Shanghai background. Yeah, I contacted in a low price, 1 hour, boom, boom, boom. With the Shanghai background, they took you great photos. It doesn't even need additional editing. They give you the raw photos and that's it. And it's easy how it is. So get your professional profile photos, please. I beg, if you're especially coaches, it's much worth it. It's really worth it. Clean smile. And also set up open to. So there are many great functions in LinkedIn. One of the great function is open to. So in open to, today I'm focused on the coaches and professionals who's selling their services in LinkedIn. So if you select, there's an option, set up a profile to open to work or open for your services. So you can create a service pages using the LinkedIn. So if you click that, you can add the services provided, what kind of services you're providing, where your work location is, online, remotely, or you have a particular location. You can even set up a pricing there. And why is this important? Because if you set up your service page, let's say as a coach, I can search in the LinkedIn coaches and I can filter services. Because for example, I'm looking for a coach and I'm looking for a coach in the LinkedIn who's official service. I can filter the services and search coaches, and I can even filter the location. I can even filter the whether hybrid or online. And you can see Kayana, Dennis, Clara, you see executive coaching, public speaking, public relations. We can see the services they are offering. So this is the first step where you can be visible as official coach who's providing a service in a LinkedIn. Second, banner. Banner, banner, banner. Please don't leave your banner empty. There are so many, you can just at least put just random photo, random landscape there, but don't leave empty. But the best banner, what I can suggest is either you're in a public presence, you're in front of a lot of people, or you're engaging with the clients, or the logos of your partners or current clients, or the people who you're working with. You see Dino's banner, there are a lot of coaches in his background that he's currently working with. You see the coach Sean Q's banner, you see a lot of logos, which gives an authority and credibility about the coaches. You see, if you go to Canva, there are a lot of free banners that you can just go in and immediately edit and then download. Please just don't leave the banner empty. At least put an effort to go into the LinkedIn Canva, LinkedIn Dash banners templates, download any free templates and then put it there. That will be your first steps for your LinkedIn presence. And third step, headline. So in the headline should be very clear, but also very impactful. Why you're doing what you're doing, who you want to help, and how can you help them. these specific questions that you first need to clarify yourself, that's how you can also clear the liver to the person who needs your. Because once I see your LinkedIn profile, I need to know what you're doing. So you see this coach, Paulette, I can immediately see he's a recovering perfectionist, and she shared a lot of great funny fun fact. Like she's an introverted ADHD CEO, so we can know that she's also a owner of the business as well as a coach. And she says she's a business on a mission to guide, amplify, and connect Latina consultants, coaches, and speakers to grow a business that serves them and their community. Super direct and narrowed it down. She is targeting Latina consultants, coaches, and speakers. Yes, very clear that why you're doing what you're doing and who do you want to help. And it's the story time. So a lot of people think about is where you put your cover letter in it. So I see a lot of people putting a copy and paste their cover letter as a work experience, study, educational background. No, because in LinkedIn below, the education background and career background where you can see. Here is where your own story, find your target audience and identify their pain points and connect them with your own story. And in the end, there should be always a clear call to action. So you see, from above the story, it's very clear. Even though it's not a narrow narrative wording, you can see bullet points, strategy, editing, coaching, writing. I can clearly see how I can get help from this person. But below, there's Ashley, the coach. She's talking about her story. I am a police wife, and I work with police officers and their support systems. Yeah, it connects. Wow, she's a police's wife. She knows the police's pain point. That's why she's helping police officers. And and in the end, she has a clear call to action. If you are struggling with being tired of all day, and then connect with me. Yeah. So this is the story time where you tell your own story. And 5, and this is many coaches being kind of a neglect in this part, because we think asking for help is not a coaches should do. We think coaches should always give a help, but should never ask help. But no, we should always open for help as well as open to ask for help. So in LinkedIn, there is a function where you can ask for recommendation. Recommendation means to your coworkers, to your clients, to your partners, business partners, whoever it is, you can ask. So there below, there's a recommendations. You can add this cross click. You can ask for a recommendation, and you can personalize a request. The easiest way to do is be specific. Ask them, what do you want them to do? Or even you can draft off the recommendation for them. Because as a person who receiving this request for recommendation, I may think, how can I write down, what do you want? What do you exactly want? And they'll never even react to it. But if you literally let me just click the button, then sure, why not, right? So be specific about keywords, what you want them to use. For example, you want to ask referrals, a recommendation from your own client, then ask them, hey, can you use these as specific keywords and then your feelings, what was your outcome from your work with me, right? Request in a polite manner. And before you even ask for a recommendation, build up a relationship. Don't just ask a recommendation for a random person who you only did not even a coffee chat, cold messaging, right? So build a relationship, at least get on a one coffee chat before you ask for the recommendation. Yep. And then another step, this is also very often a lot of coaches misses out. You Google me today, Dazzle Lily Kim. My LinkedIn profile will be the first one in the top of the Google. Why? Because I edited my URL, LinkedIn, as Dazzle Lily Kim. And usually, if you don't edit the public URL and public profile URL, your URL will be with the random numbers, which for a lot of people make it difficult to search. There's tons of Dazzles in the LinkedIn profile. Yeah, but there's no one whose URL is named Dazzle Lily Kim. That's why customize your URL. Okay, so last but not the least, a very important thing to go quick. Let me check the time. Okay, so let me quick. Finding and connections. This is another way. Don't just create a LinkedIn profile and just leave it like there. That's why I asked you a question about whether the last question for whether you're in a LinkedIn or not is, do you connect with the people using LinkedIn? That's the main key function of the LinkedIn, not just creating your profile and expecting people to connect. So I'm using this Coach Nadine's profile as an example. So let's say my target client is a teacher who's interested about coaching. So my target clients are full-time teachers, English teachers or whatever teachers and working in international schools or whatever. They're not full-time coaches, but they're interested in coaching and they're working on part-time coaching gig. And that's my target client, let's say. Then how do I find the right person? First, find one right person, your ideal client. Let's say Coach Nadine is my ideal client. I want to help her to change her part-time coaching business to full-time coaching business. Let me study her profile. See, if you study her profile, she's talking about coaching, journaling, solo poetry, as well as inspirational writing. And then you see, she's working in a Hangzhou Shanghai Work Foreign Language School. So she's talking about coaching and she's working in a foreign language school. So how do you find this more Nadine from LinkedIn? Go to LinkedIn, use a filter function. So first, what I always do is first start with the general keyword, teacher, search teacher, and click people. Then you can see all the people listed out in the LinkedIn. Then you go here, all filter. You click all filter. There are many, many other filters you can put, but I first recommend you to go broad because if you put too many filters, there will be 0 people searched up. So what I filtered is who talks about, and I typed this coaching word. You can search a topic. So talks about coaching. So I filtered teachers in China who's talking about coaching. And I see Nadine, I see Katarina, I see Elena. They're a primary school teacher. They're in Shanghai, China, and they're talking about coaching. All I need to do is add them, follow them, and connect with them. Now, second good question, how do I connect? How do I connect? So as a coaches, what do you want to do? You want to find their pain point and you want to solve their problem. So first, you add them. You send them a request. Hey, thank you for adding me. Once they add you, you get a call or get in a message. First, hey, I saw your profile. It's very impressive. You're a full-time teacher. I get it. And you're doing a part-time coaching business as well. That's really impressive. I'm very inspired. By the way, what are you working towards these days? Then the person will say, oh, well, these days I'm working on this workshop and writing how to write my own book. Then I'll ask the second question. Okay, while organizing that workshop, what is the main challenge you're facing right now? Then she's gonna say a lot of things. Well, I think I don't know where to find the people, the audience, I don't know what are their needs. I don't know where to promote. I don't know how to let myself out. Then I can say, okay, I can see that you're struggling with finding an audience and marketing your workshop. Is if I can give you one-on-one free coaching session, which I can help you challenge. Are you up for it? Then there's like, yeah, duh, why not? Free, right? Then, okay, then let's get on a call. That's the beginning. That's how you start connecting with people online. And these connecting people is not only about getting on a one-off call and that's it. After you're getting a call and you connected with the person, you constantly engage with the person. Whatever the person shares, the poster about their workshop, you like and share and comment. Whenever they say, oh, I got promotion from my position, you celebrate their wins, you share your thoughts. You leave the comments, you constantly engage and build a relationship. That's everything about the LinkedIn. That's why I love about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is go beyond of just the social media platform where you just promote your own service. Yep, almost done. And then consistency is the key. So after the online chat, you need to always outreach. So there are many online LinkedIn network that I'm personally having one-on-one coffee chat once a month, every month. But is it what is recurring? No, heck no. We're living in a busy world. No one will gonna say, okay, let's catch up once a month. No, I follow up with them once a month, at least twice a month to catch up. Let's get on a call. How's it going on? How's it everything going on? And if it is too much for you to manage within your own head, you can also use a spreadsheet to manage your LinkedIn connections, prioritize the connections. Yeah, so before I end this presentation, I just wanted to share you this one LinkedIn 21 days challenge program. So this is a challenge that I personally give all of you guys. I challenge you guys to first complete your profile, second, reach more than 200 connections, and third, arrange 3 online coffee chats to whoever your prospects or you're interested in, professionals or your potential clients. Once you complete this, I'm telling you, after that, your LinkedIn will grow by itself. Of course, you still need to engage with people, but your LinkedIn will grow along with your effort. And this LinkedIn 21-day challenge is something that I'm right now organizing as a program. I work with one-on-one as well as group. So this will be, I know how it is difficult to do everything by yourself. So for 3 weeks, for 21 days, first week, I'm going to help you with completing your profile. Second week, I'm going to help you reach more than 200 connections. And third week, I'm going to work on the prompts and the questions that you need to ask to arrange 3 online coffee chats. And this is a program that I'm organizing right now. We'll be launching on June. If you're interested, connect with me on LinkedIn. That's the best way you can connect with it. Usually, I'm not a big fan of social media or other platforms. I don't my phone often, but I do check my LinkedIn every single day. So connect me with the LinkedIn. Send me a message. Hey, Dazzle, I'm really interested in this 21-day LinkedIn 21 days challenge. Can we get on a call? Can I get more information? Yeah, send me information. Send me a message, and I'll love to connect and give you more information about this upcoming program on June. Yep. So I'm going to close my presentation with this one last quote. Don't wait for the opportunity. Build a door. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dassel. That was packed with so much information, very informative. And I love this story with Mackenzie. You know, I think sometimes we don't realize how important who we are and who we want to be is. And sometimes we take for granted that foundational exercise, really getting connected with who you are, who you want to be. And, you know, what do you really love? And that really shows true to who you are, and people sees that. And we see some golden nuggets inside of in the chat. I see Ruby said, build your own door. I love that. And I'll add to that. If there's no door, just make one with a sledgehammer. And I also see someone said, what is an online coffee chat? What is an online coffee chat, Dassel? Maybe you can answer that conveniently as well.
Yeah, I was about to text it. So online coffee chats, like we love coffee chats, right? We talk over the coffee, but online coffee chat is literally you're online on a Zoom call or whatever. There's many platforms that you can use and getting on a chat. And it can be a first time with whoever you never met. And I love the LinkedIn. Many cases, their online coffee chat changed to offline coffee chat. Every time I go to different cities, I check in the LinkedIn, who's my first connections in Shenzhen, who's my first connections in Hong Kong, and I meet them offline. So online coffee chat is where you get on a online call. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I hope that, you know, whatever you came here for was received. So I wanted to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, get all the air out. I want you to relax, because you have relaxed before, and I know relaxation comes easy for you. Now, I just want to thank Dassel one more time for her sharing, and I'm really excited about this other speaker. you have had the privilege of, holding a space with this lady. And she's on a journey to create something really powerful. And I'm just excited for this conversation that is about to happen. And just before I introduce who she is, I just want to share a small, quick video with you about Nadine Thompson. Now, that Nadine Thompson is a published author and a writing coach. And she's also an experienced teacher with demonstrated history, working in higher education industry, and also a published writer. And today, in this session, I'm going to have a conversation with Nadine on creating your income from your passion project. Now, Nadine is hailing all the way from the Caribbean as well, yeah? She's a local Jamaican here in China. And I'm super happy to welcome her to the stage. Nadine, are you here with us today?
I'm here, Dino. I'm right here.
Good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. No, go ahead.
I said, I'm happy to be here, happy to be part of the Level Up to Launch. I learned a lot in the last couple of months about launching and starting, so I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. And I'll ask Dasso to just spotlight me and Nadine using the spotlight tool so that, everybody can have that space to themselves, and it's just me and you here having a conversation. And I've had the opportunity of meeting you last year, if I'm not correct, at the previous summit, and that was around February. And you have grown so much. Yeah, from not only being a teacher, but launching, publishing your books. And I know you're working on another book right now as well, which is truly amazing. And the story that you shared, it's so inspiring. Yeah, a lot of people think that they need to have all these things before they can start, but you literally took imperfect action. And now today, you're presenting yourself as a writing coach, helping other teachers, taking that journey to have their own books as well. So I think my first question that I love to start with, as we're having this conversation, Nadine, is, tell us about your journey, with becoming a writing coach. Tell us about that.
Well, my journey with becoming a writing coach started with me writing a book. So when I had the idea to write a book, I was thinking first about not using my real name, just publishing under an assumed name, just publishing, not tell anybody about it, because I thought, nobody would be interested. But then when I got up to a publisher online, they were like, but why would you do that? I mean, you won't get the rights, you can't, if you publish under this name, then you can't go and market and say it's you. So if you want to market, if you want to share it, then you should use your own name. And then I thought about it and I wrestled with it and I said, okay, because I was kind of scared to put myself out there. Then when I got the book out and I sold some copies, a friend of mine said to me, oh, this is your business. And I was like, no, I just sold some books. And they're like, no, you can develop a business from this. So that got me into thinking. And then somebody asked me to have a writing workshop, and I did, and it was successful. And then a lot of people contacted me, and then from there it started. So I really didn't set out to do it. I just was taking this imperfect action, and other people saw it, and they were like, of course you can do it. You already have the necessary things. You just don't realize you already have these things. Yes.
Yeah, that really resonated. And the reason why that resonates so much is because sometimes we are so afraid to put ourselves out there and not realizing the value that we have. And sometimes we think that we have to have all the things in order to really get started. So what I'm curious about here, and I'm sure other listeners, they're curious as well, who may have that book inside of them that they would love to bring it out. What would you say was the catalyst, that inspired you really to get into writing? Where did that start from for you?
I've been writing from I was about 10 years old. I used to sit and write little things because I think I'm a very intuitive person. Even as a child, I was. So I would look at life and I would see things and I would want to write it down. And so I have several books since I was in primary school, high school, and I kept writing, but I didn't feel confident to share it, but I've been writing for a long time, just out of love for writing, love for literature, love for books.
Wow, wow. So you've been a writer since you've been 10 years old. That's a lot. That's a lot of years. Wow. And even I see this happen with most coaches as well. We would get our certification and maybe it took us a year, 6 months, and then we would identify as being a new coach, not realizing that all the years that you've been doing, different work in different places, you've been applying a lot of these skills. Yes, now that you're training, you're becoming aware of it and you're putting yourself out there. It doesn't mean that you're a new coach. Yeah, so that means you've been a writer since you were 10 years old, Nadine. That's crazy. So let me ask you this. What was the biggest challenge that you had to overcome personally? What was that challenge?
My biggest challenge was starting to, because I'm writing, okay, but is it what I want to put out there? So when I decided to publish a book, it's drawing from all the parts that I had and putting it together, and then saying, was it good enough? Because I think as a writer, you will always ask yourself this question, because I grew up reading books. Am I good enough a writer to be a published writer? Do I meet the standard of what people say is writing? And that is why I think the whole thing of the publishing has changed, because in the past it was all these traditional writers and people would wait very long time to get their books out. And then the whole self-publishing thing developed so fast because there is this thing and then people will say, oh, I've become a best-selling writer. What makes you a best-selling author? So all these different things, I think writers really struggle a lot to say, do I make it into what is considered a good writer?
Sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to put my work out there? And that's a theme that has been playing even in my head as well, and I'm sure a lot of people are resonating with that. And what did you learn from overcoming that challenge, Nadine? What did you learn from literally overcoming that challenge? Because now not only you have one book out there, you're already working on your second as well. So what did you learn from overcoming that challenge?
Well, I must say that I have one book on my own, and I have 4 books that I've collaborated with. So I have 4 collaboration books that I've done with authors in the United States. And there was a book here that I did with other writers. So what I learned was that actually we all have a story we need to tell. And our story is important because who you are, other people, it will resonate with someone else. So don't hide your story, because your story is actually a powerful story. And I learned this when I did my book launch, because when I did it, 2 ladies immediately came to me after the launch and they said to me, we have this idea, we want to publish, and we just thought it was impossible. And then when we saw you doing it, we decided we want to do it too.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, we all have a story to tell, and your story would resonate, with somebody. And I think it's a theme that comes up over and over for me as well. I realize that, okay, there will be a lot of people who don't resonate with my story and my style, but there's this group of people who's just waiting to hear my story. And I'm loving that. I'm loving that. And what would you say sets you apart from other coaches in this space? As we know that you're writing quotes so that you're really niche. You're really niche about who you serve. You're clear about that. What sets you apart from other coaches in this space?
I don't just write, but I also do the intuitive part of the journaling and so it's getting you to the place of writing. So before you can write, you need to have a clear path in your brain, kind of know. So I write as a healer, and I think my writing is to heal, and I want to get people to the place of using writing to heal themselves first. So a lot of people, when you're going to write a book, it's also a process of getting through all the stuff they have been through or the pain they have been through. And so this storytelling is to help them to heal. But you have to know how to craft the story, how to use it to heal yourself, others. And so that's the kind of writing coach and writer that I am.
Oh, wow, that's so beautifully placed. You use writing to heal as a healing process. I never really thought about that actually. And like before I even shared my story, I actually wrote it down and it was hard to share. But I believe through the act of writing it, it gives me even more courage to actually open and say, this is what I was going through in my life. And what would you say is your philosophy, when it comes to writing and publishing? What's that?
Well, years ago, when I was, I think about 15 years old, I read a story from a writer in Kenya. And his story was that he'd left Kenya and he'd studied in the United States and the challenges he had of leaving his village in Kenya to transition to becoming a student in the United States. And a line he had in that book was, whatever a man has done, a man can do. And I've always kept that with me. Whatever a man has done, a man can do. So nothing is actually impossible. Someone else has done it. Of course you can do it. So that is actually my philosophy, that other people have become published writers. Other people have taken the journey. I can also do it. You can also do it. So yeah, it's not impossible.
Oh, wow, that's so beautiful. Whatever a man has done, a man can do. Whatever a man has done, a man can do. I know somebody needed to hear that. And I want you to write that down. Whoever you are, if you're listening, you're watching, write that down. If someone has done it before and it was possible for them, that means it's possible for you too. And what advice would you give for the viewers who are listening who want to put their story into the world? Yeah, who want to also, be a published author, who want to be a writer and really share their story with the world? What advice do you have for them as they're listening?
First, I want them to think about the story they want to tell. So what is the story you want to tell? Then they need to see themselves at the end of it. So who is the story for? Who is it going to touch? And then thirdly, they need to do some research. So how are they going to put it? Because you can't just do it. You actually need then to have some tools, to have some resources. So you need to do a bit of research to know how. So one, what's the story you want to tell? Who is the story for? How you want to share the story, and what resources you will need. You have to figure that out.
Yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with really finding clarity. Yeah, sometimes we can see the big goal far out, but if we really, reverse engineer it and come back to the start, like, who do we need? Who are we talking to? What story we want to tell? Yeah, that totally makes sense. And are there any resources that you have that you can share, like resources, a tool that makes this journey easier for you personally that can help them?
I use a couple of resources. One, Notepad. If most people know of Notepad, that is with Microsoft Word. I use Notepad a lot on my phone because wherever I am, I can just take notes. There are also other features where you can speak. And I think it's also one of on Notepad or Google, you can talk and then it can take down your writing. So you don't always have to I need to type everything. I also use another thing called Design R. It's an app and it has certain designs already and you can now get the designs for covers. Canva as well. So there are different ones. I also follow like Writer's Digest. I read a lot about what other writers have done. Writing competitions, different things to also improve my own writing.
Awesome. And I hope that you are taking note. Yeah, you who are here who have that story to tell. Yeah, the one that I really love. I love the idea of really, using my voice and put it in, and then after you can edit that. That would be a really big deal for me as well. As you all know, I love to talk. Yeah. And what's the question that I haven't asked that you believe that everyone needs to know the answer to? What's that?
Well, it's your reason for wanting to write. That's the biggest thing you need to figure out. Why do you want to write? What is your passion behind it? Because our passion can be anything, So if you find your passion, if it's writing, that's good. If it's something else, but when you find that passion, it needs to drive you to do something. And whether you earn money or not, it's how it's going to make your life better. Because it's not always, Bob Marley has a famous statement that, he loved music, but that was making money was not the goal. It was more to follow music and to follow his love. And by loving and doing what he loved, he made money. But that was not the end goal. So I think if you find that thing and it somehow it stirs your soul. It makes you want to get up every day, want to do something, want to impact other people. I think that is the greatest thing.
I love the way you said that. It stirs your soul. And I hear the Jamaican accent on it as well. It stirs your soul. And that would lead me to this question, like, what is your reason for writing? Like, what is your why?
My why is I found as a child, I was a very intuitive person. I could understand a lot of things about life, which were way more mature than my years. And by that understanding, I wanted to help other people. Because a lot of times people would say to me, can you write this to read in this situation? I've written things for people's weddings. I've written things for, for funerals. So people always ask me to write a word to share. And then they would say to me, the word you share really helped me. So I realized that words were powerful and that I had that gift with words and I could use words to help. So that's my why for writing, as a different kind of writer, to actually help people.
Oh, wow, that's very versatile. That's very versatile. I'm not a super great writer, but I love writing poetry. And I know one of the most challenging thing about being a writer is, especially when you write intuitively, is when you're given a specific theme or task to write around. That could be a really challenge because it forces you to really become flexible and navigate away from that intuitive way of doing stuff. So that's really versatile of you. And what would you say? What would you say is one thing most people don't know about Nadine Thompson?
Well, most people don't know. I have many different passions. So I do like to cook. I do like to dance. I do like to do many different things. So not just yeah. So writing is something that I love to do. So yeah, I do experiment with other things. I think the creative arts is all of it. I do love all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not great at painting, but I love painting. I love to go and see other people's artwork and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, again,
that's why behind is of different art stuff behind me.
Yeah, I can definitely testament to that. I remember recently you shared with me this dress up party, and you were quite decked out. I was like, Nadine, look at you. And how can, where can people go to get in touch with you? If someone is here and they want to put their message out into the world and they're looking for that support, they're looking for the help of a coach like yourself to guide them on this journey, how can they get in touch?
I'm on WeChat. I guess I should put my WeChat thing in the group. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. But I think WeChat might be the best and easiest way to get in touch.
Yeah, you heard that. Go ahead, connect with Nadine in the WeChat. If you're already in the group, you can go ahead and reach out to her, and I'm sure she'll be happy to connect. And just to ask this other follow-up question, is there any specific type of person that you're looking for to take on this journey with you? Are there any particular criteria, or it doesn't matter? Once they have a story to tell, you're happy to help them bring it out?
In my level up to launch, I was focusing on mainly teachers who wanted to share their stories, but I've also met other people, so creative writers, because I'm in the 100 writers group. So other writers who have reached out to me. So if you are in the creative group of writing, if you're a teacher, if you're somebody who has a story that you want the process, because there are different things that I do. So I was talking to a lady just last Saturday where she had her story already. She had her framework, but she just needed some guidance. Then I also help with guidance of how you get from one step to the next step. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Thank you so much for sharing up powerfully. And thank you so much for sharing this space with me. And I want to look in the chat. There's a lot going on in the chat that I didn't see. However, if you have any questions for Nadine, you can go ahead, share them in the WeChat, and she would be so happy to reach out. Thank you so much, Nadine. Do you have any last words?
Thank you,
Any last words?
My last words would be that I didn't know where my passion was going to take me. I did it. I took baby steps. I got lost in a maze. I went around different parts, but all of it was a journey and I don't regret any of it. I met many wonderful people because of writing a book. And the one thing I don't regret was that I actually put my book out there and I actually had a launch and I actually told people about it because it totally changed my life.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Nadine. And it was such a pleasure. And I hope that everybody, grabbed their insight from this session. I know it's been a long morning. So what I want to do at this moment, I want you to take a breath, wiggle yourself off. And if you need to get up, stretch. If you need to go and get some water, go and get some water. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get up, move around, get a drink, and then set yourself back in, because this next speaker is going to revolutionize your mind. Yeah. So 5 minutes and we'll be back. So I hope everyone has, get their water, you stretch, you move, and you're ready to revolutionize your mind. Now, this speaker is not only a friend to me, but he's also a mentor. Yeah. And right now, he is doing a body of work. He has embodied a body of work that would literally blow your mind, just like it have mine. And Adrian Cahill is not only an executive coach, but he's also a master neuro-linguistic practitioner trainer. Yeah. And Adrian has been in the military for a very long time, and he has worked with people from all over the world. One of the most amazing things that I heard about Adrian is that he has lived with the Maasai tribe for a period of time when he traveled to Kenya. And that is something incredible to do, even for people who are living in a city kind of life. And he's really learned a lot from their ancient wisdom. And today he'll be presenting on the topic of revolutionizing your mind, the truth about what works for changing your brain. And I hope he's ready to grace you with his presence. Adrian, Adrian, are you with us? Testing, testing. One, two. Okay, he doesn't seem like he's on the call. Okay, let me send him in a message. In the meanwhile, what I want to know from everyone in the chat, let me know what has been your major insight or golden nugget so far. I hope the group is not. Let me see. Okay, thank you, that's all.
I saw him joining the Zoom room, but I think it got jumped off. Some technical issue.
Oh, okay. That's what we call tech fun. Zoom is always doing weird stuff. Adrian.
He's coming in.
Awesome. I think we finished the previous session a bit early. And let me see what's coming in the chat. Let me see. So I see Ruby said, in my own words, embrace the step in front of you and those steps will lead to your calling. Okay, that was a nugget from Nadine. Nan said, finding my way to doing what I'm doing. Ted said, very, very helpful insight on how to use LinkedIn from Dassel. Awesome, awesome. Matteo, quite inspiring. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now we have Adrian is coming in. Yeah, Adrian, we finished the previous session a bit early. So I know that you may have been grabbing a grub or, you know, fighting with the snakes and the alligators that you have in Australia.
I was actually cuddling and looking after a sick chicken.
Ah, I see. Making sure it's not getting eaten by snakes now, huh?
I was just thinking if I should get it or not. It's just out there. Hey, babe, is a chicken nearby? Yeah. Can you bring her here?
Now, as I mentioned that Adrian has been a mentor to me, you know, as I've been navigate, you know, my coaching journey. What's his or her name? No, it's a her, right?
Yeah, Blueberry. She's a little bit sick, so she's been a house chicken for a while.
Hi, Blueberry. I hope you won't become food soon. Okay, now I'm gonna pass the baton off to Adrian as he share with you how to revolutionize your mind. Yeah, thank you so much today for sharing this space with us, Adrian. It's off to you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Just give me a split second to figure out how to you set this up properly. I was actually in another Zoom. I was in another Zoom room testing. Now, Dino, I assume you've given me the sharing rights.
That's correct.
Share screen. There it is. Hello, everybody. Thanks for taking your Saturday to come and learn from these wonderful people. I've been in Shanghai since about 2012, 2013, but I'm actually back in Australia now, and I'm back here most of the time. And since this COVID thing, it's made coming in and out a lot harder. So I think I know just about everybody here. And as we start, I want to start with a question for you. How much time, energy, money have you spent on your personal and professional development? And you could even consider university, the courses you've been on. Over the years, how much time, energy, and money have you spent on developing your personal or professional self? Now, if you went to university for 4 years, I don't know, in my country, an average person makes so much money per year. So over a few years, the cost going to university, you know, we can actually spend a lot of money on our personal and professional development. And then the second question is, how much of that time, energy, money have you spent on healing your deepest wounds, transforming yourself at your core? Some people might go to a healing thing or a Reiki thing or get massage, work with a psychologist, work with a therapist. And I think for a lot of us here, we end up spending so much more money on our personal and professional development and just a little on that, the deepest wounds and transforming yourself. So what I'm going to share with you today is to help you maximize your return on investment. You've all invested. I'm going to assume everyone here has probably spent at least a couple of years working on your personal and professional self. So I'm going to assume that if everyone spent a couple of years, time, energy, and money, you've all spent substantial money, time, energy on your personal, professional development, on yourself, on your transformation. But I'm questioning how effective has it been? And how do we make it far more effective? So in this quick session, quick, slow, we'll see how it goes. Dino will let me know in an amount of time. In this session, we're going to talk about revolutionizing your mind, getting to the truth about what works for changing the brain. Some things can change the brain, change the minds quite fast, some can't. So we're going to talk about some of that. And I'm sure some of you have seen this picture about a hammer and a nail. For a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Therefore, when we figure out what is a nail and what is a screw, things start to become revolutionary. I don't mean just change. I mean revolutionary, even evolutionary. Once the hammer realizes that this is a screw, we change it for a screwdriver. Yeah. If you put a hammer on a screw and try to spin it, it won't work. So we've got to use our tools correctly. We've got to see things from different viewpoints. So I'm your trainer, Adrian, ICF professional credentialed coach, nice fancy logos and names. Over 3,000 coaching hours, countless clients. Some of my clients work for people like Richard Branson. Some are at the big multinational companies, you name it, from BlackRock down to Coke, IBM, you name it. I probably had people there. Done a couple of TEDx's, 2 as a speaker, 1 as a co-host. When it comes to my coaching training credentials, leadership in the military, and I've been certified by the creators of NLP. I train coaches, hypnotists, NLP people, and I'm still learning. That's a key for me. I'm still learning. In the next week, I'm going for a couple of days learning down in Sydney where I'm a student. The next gig after that is a couple of days at a festival. I'm producing entertainment and somatic work at a festival, a big family festival. And then not long after that, I'll be back up in Bali doing more training there. So that's what we're going to cover this subject. Oh, slowing down a little bit. That's what we're going to cover in this subject. If you have any questions whatsoever, do feel to put them out in the chat room or put your hand up. Yeah, I got some of my first coaching qualifications, 2012, NLP 2010, actual coaching leadership 2006. So still learning. I hope we're all still learning. Regarding NLP, coaching or hypnosis, any of them, this picture is very appropriate. The method someone uses is just the tool. A lot of people blame the tool. And it's okay to blame the tools. It's okay to blame mum and dad. It's okay to blame our culture, society. It's okay to blame the conditions we were born under. It's okay to blame. It's not my favorite way of being. But a lot of people can blame and a lot of people can point the finger and say things don't work. We're in a deeper reality, a deeper truth. It's user in our own view. Many things can work to change the mind. Reiki, energy, love. And then comes a question of, should we even change the mind? So now what I'm going to share with you guys isn't my personal opinion. It's not what I discovered. As Simon Sinek starts with why, Simon Sinek says about how he discovered these things. I didn't discover these things, and I'll share with you how I discover them and where they come from. A genius is a genius, but it often takes many years for that to become recognized. Albert Einstein is far more well-known now than when he was alive. All the great geniuses, their genius becomes more and more recognized years later. Often we are pitching an idea or a viewpoint and we think we're smart. I see there's a couple here. I love that they have their camera on. I absolutely love that. I love getting visual feedback. We often have arguments and we think we're right. And then a day later or a week later, we realize we're wrong. It happens all the time. It's completely natural. So a lot of the time we think we're right, or we think we're a genius, or we think we've discovered a genius, but it's often many years later that we see who the real geniuses are. And the reason I share this is because these are some of the people I've learned from. These are a couple of people that I've studied under. John and Richard created NLP. A couple of others are their students and one of their wives. So these guys, these five here, have all been in this industry of personal change, transformation since the 70s or since the 80s. A couple of these people have been in this since they turned 19. So these are the creators of NLP. And what I'm sharing with you and my work is largely a combination in sharing all their work. Now, these guys, they learned off an older people. Sorpsey, Pavlov, Milton Erickson, Pearls, and Virginia Satir, and a few more. So I believe all these guys are geniuses. I believe these guys are geniuses. But what's more important for me, I don't want to know what these guys learned or taught in their 20s. I want to know what these guys teach when they're 70. See the difference? So I'm really curious what these people teach in their 70s, not when they're 20. It's okay. And by the way, if you're working for coach, you can get coached by someone that's a teenager. The best thing about coaching, particularly the more authentic, collaborative coaching, is that your coach could actually be a teenager and they've developed the skills in questioning, not years and years of wisdom. Older people make great mentors. And a 16-year-old can't be a great mentor, but a 16-year-old can be a great coach. Okay, so these guys are all geniuses. They're all geniuses. You can look up any of these guys in the textbooks. And in fact, if you listen to people like Simon Sinek, why, you'll actually see references to these. Or if you see like positive psychology is largely based off the works of Virginia Satir. So these guys are real geniuses, but they actually disagreed on a lot of things. Anyone care to guess what they disagreed on? What do you think these people would disagree with? In fact, a few people have said if you got a couple of these people in the same room, they would just about kill each other. They were really strong in their conviction. Strong in their conviction was something they all had. But what they were convicted in was different. The way Virginia Satir worked was very different from Erickson. Yeah. And you guys might not have heard of Pavlov or Krasovsky, but their work is all through personal and professional development. Little elements of their work is all the way through it. So now all these geniuses have a lot they disagree on, but they have some common patterns. And these common patterns or shared beliefs, shared values, that's what makes genius a genius. On top of this, some of these people have actually studied the works of Einstein, Leonardo, Da Vinci, Mozart, Walt Disney, Tesla, and they've extracted some of the genius from those people as well. And there's a lot of commonalities. So here are the first of the commonalities they all share. They all had different models around the conscious and unconscious. And I'm sure some people over this weekend will show you a beautiful picture of like an iceberg, and you have the conscious on top of the iceberg and the unconscious underneath it. Some people will have some other diagram and they might even add in a subconscious, or they change unconscious for subconscious. Some people will add a higher conscious, but all these geniuses had the model for higher, lower, or outer, inner, a conscious and an unconscious. For those that don't know, our conscious is limited to like 7 bits of information plus a little bit. Some people will say a genius has a bit of a higher capacity to take in more conscious information, but it's the unconscious that runs the body, holds our memory, and does a lot more of the real magic. I have no idea what I'm going to speak. My words come up from my unconscious. In a beautiful relationship, people can talk to each other, they can think, and they can moderate their words. But when things get hot, their unconscious takes over and you have pure emotion and pure transference of information. All these geniuses know it. So having a deeper understanding about conscious and unconscious is a really, really good thing to have. I'll take it a bit further in being able to interface or being able to connect our conscious and unconscious. If our conscious and unconscious is really separated, we're going to have a dysfunctional life. We need to get our unconscious and conscious more and more aligned. And some of these people believe with this alignment, some of them would, rather than just having 2, they would have a 3, like a higher conscious. And some of them kind of map this across and went heart, heart like that, brain, heart, gut. A lot of people in relationships will say maybe the man's more mind and the woman's more heart. Feminine, maybe more heart, men's more mind. So we got these models of 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. I like a 1, 2, 3, 4 model. but only a few people get that, especially when I talk fast. So all these people believe in this kind of model of separation. Separating things can be very useful. When we cook, we often separate the rice and cook it, separate the veggies and the meat and cook it, and we can combine it on our plate, but we separate it when we cook. So in terms of personal and professional development, a lot of people need to cook in different things. A lot of people need different things. There is no right, perfect recipe because everybody is different. So it can be really useful to separate things, work on them, and then bring them back together. I work with NLP. NLP is great for the mind, a lot more for the head mind, left and right brain syncing together, and then syncing this with the heart. If we can't get our left and right brain syncing, what's the point in even going with the heart? If people are too heart focused or from the feeling space all the time, lots of emotions or lots of feminine energy, lots of emotions, yeah, wonderful. But without logic, they can end up trapped in a cage, trapped in a box of shiny, beautiful objects that can't get out. And if people are too head-based, too logical, well, they might live a beautiful life, but without actual emotion and love. So we need to get all this combining, head, heart, gut. Or if you believe in left brain, right brain, merging together. Now, all these guys didn't believe in left brain, right brain. Left, right brain is a relatively new thing. Neuroscience, and putting these sensors on heads didn't exist back in the day. So is it just want to check in? It's clear to revolutionize our mind. We have to recognize that some things are hammers, some things are screws. Sometimes we need a hammer, sometimes a screwdriver. There's no one size fits all. Yet all the geniuses recognize there's conscious and unconscious, or head, heart, gut, or conscious, subconscious, high conscious. And it's useful to have these models. It's useful to separate things, cook them, work on them and developing. But at the end of the day, we need to bring them back together. Couples can separate, work on themselves, come back together. Head to heart can separate, work on each other, and then come back together. When they come back together, this is where we hear about holistic or wholeness or oneness. Wholeness, oneness, bringing it all back together. But if we work on wholeness, bringing it all back together, and our heart is deeply wounded from like childhood trauma, I'm not sure how functional we're going to be. And if we have some kind of trauma, it can really mess things up. So we're going to get at this in a slide or two. We're going to talk about what to kind of work on first. All gurus believe that our childhood affects our adulthood, and some people might call it gestalt. Gestalt is when an early event happens again and 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 again, like a pattern repeating itself. Yeah. You all believe childhood trauma, early programming affects how we are as adults. And anyone that has a loving relationship, you can have a loving relationship, everything's calm, but there's going to be triggers, and there's going to be deep-seated conditioning that's going to come up. All the greats acknowledge and believe these theories. All the greats believe these theories. Just slight variations of it, but they all believe in the great. Now, because so many people and the greats have over hundreds of years believed in this, even Rumi, in Jesus, Buddha wrote about these, or their disciples did. I consider these to be as factual as facts can be. And whether you believe it or not, I'd like to invite you to consider the last one to be completely true as well. Sometimes we lose faith in the last point, that brains and minds can change, and they do change. To think someone's brain or to think someone's personality or behavior is fixed, well, if you think someone's behavior or what they are is fixed, it's not them, it's actually you. If you believe anyone's behavior is fixed, it's you, not them. And our mind likes to think of them as fixed, perhaps. You know, we don't want to consider that our bank accounts can actually be empty tomorrow. We don't like to think that things can change rapidly, so we like to still things. Two people, they have a relationship, and sometimes I'll often refer to it as a relationship. The relationship is handy. We could say, we want to work on the relationship, or we want to work on our relationships at work or our business relationships. The relationship is imaginary. That's not a fact. It's imaginary, completely fictitious. It's just both people or the workplace agrees on it. So a lot of people will agree on the relationship. So relationship is a matter, it's a process of relating. And the way we relate changes. I was with my partner before watching Farmer Wants a Wife. And all these farmers and women are saying, it's a big decision. We're going to be together for the rest of our life. Like, no, you're not. You're going to be together as long as you keep deciding to be together. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent except for maybe like death. What is it? Death and taxes. So people will change. Yeah. Now your parents, as your parents get into older health, they are going to change too. I'm not sure how much you can push the change on them. I don't know how much you can make them change, but they will change, and they do. And eventually they pass, and that's a change as well. Can't save lives, only prolong them. So all these gurus had very different approaches, but the same underlying philosophy. The foundations were similar, but the ways were different. You know, let's say for the men out there, for the men, I'm sure there's a lot of men here that like action movies and humor, would like to watch a comedy, or action movies with comedy. And every now and then a bikini, right? That's cool. For us guys to watch that, that's cool. And if we can learn while we're doing that, great. But if you try to sit a guy down and make him watch soap operas and dramas to educate him on the heart and feelings, he's going to go apeshit. Or women or people in the heart, they might need to have some more logic. They might need to have some more structure. They might need to have some more discipline. But the reason they don't have so much discipline, perhaps because it's not a high value for them. But if we try to have them understanding this philosophy, it's not going to work. Their heart won't be in it. And that's just a simple split, a simple generic split between, masculine and feminine, perhaps. But there's a lot different splits. Maybe introverts would, so that's a metaphor, by the way, it's not real. Maybe introverts would prefer working by themselves. And there'll be people that are extroverts that want to get in a group and share, or actually meet 20, 30 people face to face and grow and heal. Could you imagine being with 20, 30 beautiful souls growing and healing? Some people love that to bits. And for some people, they're like, oh, no way. Maybe no way. That's when the football grand final's on. And if they don't want to grow and heal because the football grand final's on, well, that's just their way. And that's okay too. So I want to give you guys I went through and spent some time trying to figure out what would be a great sequence. A great sequence on actually revolutionizing the mind, whether you want to educate yourself this way, that way, hammer way, drill way, now going away, whatever way you want to grow yourself and whatever level you're at. Funny word, level. Implies something. Maybe it shouldn't be level. The first step, revolutionizing your mind, continually building your awareness. It doesn't matter what guru I speak to, they all agree with that. Step one, awareness. And what do you want to increase your awareness on? Increase your awareness on what? What do you want to increase your awareness on? Some people will say, oh, you want to increase your awareness on your mind. Yep, great. Increase awareness on what you're saying. Great. If you increase your awareness on what you say, you can diffuse a lot of emotions and heat really quick just by being aware of what you're saying. Some people will say, like, you always this and you always that. You never so-and-so, yet just before, right? So we can raise our awareness about what we speak. We can raise our awareness about energy. We can raise our awareness of feelings. A lot of men, traditionally, we have a lot more awareness about what is spoken, actual words that come out. And a lot of the feminine, they have a lot of speech about like feelings, and you never something is just an expression of the feeling. And a lot of the men are like, the logic in that doesn't add up. But the thing is, both people can elevate their understanding. Both people can elevate their understanding. And if you're single, you can elevate your understanding as well. The more we elevate our understanding and our awareness, and understanding comes from awareness. If we're not aware of our heart beating faster, if we're not aware that our partner or our friend or our business partner or the person we're coaching, if we're not aware that their heart rate is getting higher and lower, when you speak to someone you care about, you should be aware of the beat of their heart. And sometimes you can even see it. Is their heart beating faster? You should be aware of your own heart. Is your own heart beating faster? From that, we can start to take action. But without awareness, we won't take much action. No action will come, no awareness will come. It's great to say increase our discipline, increase our discipline, increase our flexibility, great. It's a bit hard if we don't have the awareness. So if we have awareness that we are saying the wrong words, if we have the awareness that we're not feeling, if we have the awareness that there's some trauma, if we have some awareness of we're being triggered, then we can start to step up and increase our discipline and our flexibility for dealing with what arises from that awareness. Mindfulness is great, right? So if we have some mindfulness time, that's great. Then we need to have the discipline to do it more regularly. So if we have awareness that our heartbeat is going faster every time he says that, if we realize that every time we get to a money conversation, my heart beats faster. If every time my heart beats faster, getting towards a money conversation, I hope I have the discipline to look in and deal with that. With discipline comes freedom. If anyone wants freedom, I think everyone wants more freedom. So what we need to get more freedom is discipline. And some people even say that discipline is just a matter of knowing your priorities and acting accordingly. Because if you know what your priorities are and you act accordingly, then discipline's taken care of. We all know flexibility, right? Don't clean the dishes in dirty water. Could I ask for someone here to share? There's no right and wrong answer. And this particular one can go in a couple of different ways. What do you think I mean by this? Don't clean the dishes in dirty water. Yolanda?
Maybe like some people's thinking or feeling that they could repair the other person. you know, in a way, like they're going into a relationship and it's like, oh yes, yeah, but you have to do this and you have a trauma there. So this repairing, you know, loving something which isn't present. Yeah.
You know, that answer is very different to what I thought, and I can really appreciate, and I love that answer. That answer is awesome. That answer is awesome. I think it's totally true, especially when you look at a greater mind. You could also say the relationship between here and here, relationship between here and here, and the relationship between two people. Wonderful. Could someone else share what you think? What does that mean to you? Don't clean the dishes in dirty water. There are a few ways you can take this. What does it mean? Don't clean the dishes in dirty water.
What pops out for me is, I think it's something maybe that Einstein said, you know, China solved a new problem with the same way of thinking. Yeah, it won't work, like something like that. Like you know what the problem is, and you use your same way of being, thinking, your mindset and your belief to approach that problem and solve it. That's what came up to me. Yeah, in terms of
Like a hammer hitting a nail and it's not working, so I'm going to hit the nail harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And the nail isn't going in, so I hit the nail harder and harder and harder. I love it, love it. It's one of the most beautiful things, guys. Metaphors. Working with metaphors. This is the book I've got open at the moment. Khalil Gibran, The Prophet. Absolutely full with metaphors, and you can just read a bit and you can take it different directions. When I originally wrote this, I thought along the lines of, you know, you're working on yourself. God, I'm starting to forget what I actually first thought. But when I started to prepare this PowerPoint, I thought there's like 3 or 4 ways I can do this. So one way is working on yourself, but you're in a dirty environment. Or you're working in yourself, but you're polluting yourself. Like, I'm developing myself spiritually, and then at lunchtime, I'm going down to McDonald's. You know, or brushing our teeth with normal toothpaste, that fluoride crap, and then using more and more fluoride. One way here is if we're revolutionizing our mind to stop polluting it. If we're walking down the street listening to earphones, we don't take in as much of the sound. So if we're in a heavily polluted cities, and most cities are polluted, and it's not just the pollution, smell pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, light pollution. Can you find a dark space in Shanghai? Can you see the stars in Shanghai? Most of the time, not. So if we're trying to develop ourselves and grow our mind, but we have all the pollution, it's hard. So my little solution is earplugs and personal development. Make your home nice. It's funny, I just read that before as well. Make your home nice. Is your desk clean? If you have a dirty desk, how is it to work? If we're going to be developing ourselves, we need to have a clean mind, a clean body. We need to have the right environment so we can. We might need a coach. We might need a partner that we can share with, and we might not be able to share the deepest things with our intimate partner, so we might need a different partner. Traditionally, men and women will have multiple partners, not multiple intimate partners, but it might be more of a business partnership, a friendship, a social, or an intimate. If we give everything to one relationship, no, that's going to make the dirty water. Set ourselves up with the environment. 4, work on your past. And for the couples out here, work on your past, not your partner's past. Stop raising their past. It's theirs. So we got to work on our past constantly. And all the greats believe in some form of shadow work, or that Gestalt that I mentioned. So as we're going about our day, if we find our heart beating faster regarding money or regarding some subject, it could be a clue. Every trigger is a clue. Now, when we find the triggers with higher awareness, more discipline, we can actually write them down on a pen, write them down, deal with them later. or bring them to your coach, bring them to your support person. Or when it's safe, meditate on it, work on it. We all have forms of shadow. We all have forms of childhood trauma. Some people, a childhood trauma might have been a fight with their sibling. For some people, it might have been a lot worse than that, but it's all relevant. It's all relevant. So we've got to work on our past constantly. If you have done shadow work, congratulations. There are many different names for shadow work. Shadow work, gestalt work, timeline therapy work. It's all going into the past and cleaning it up. And I use my hand like that because for me, my past is behind me on this side. And guys, when I look at my past, what I kind of see is a pile of stepping stones or stairs. My past line for me is stepping stones. Some people, their past is, hey, I don't want to go there. Yeah, and sometimes they're like, oh, it's okay, it's there. But you take them somewhere and it starts to come out. If your past is full of spikies, and if things in your past stir up your emotional world, that's going to come out as you go forward. So working on our past, working on the triggers, getting rid of all that stuff. After, and I think it's after, although we can do it at the same time, work on aligning all our elements and not just our heart, mind, gut, but also our true purpose. We're discovering that. But if we're trying to discover our purpose in life while we have all this trauma, doesn't really work out so well. I'm sure you guys have seen people at the gym, not like Dino and I, but like Dino on my arms and another Dino on this arms. You know, we see some monster people. And a lot of the times those monster people have monster pain. Monster pain. If anyone read Elon Musk's books, you think Elon Musk would have some childhood trauma? He's got like childhood and teenage trauma. I love the guy. But he shares in his book, you can see he's got emotional wounds. So instead of muscle, it's been multi-million companies. Yeah. So a lot of the times people are pumping lots of weight, and some of the big guys at the gym or Elon Musk dedicate their lives. They dedicate their lives to getting bigger muscle or to getting more millions or billions. But what's the good in all that if they're constantly in emotional pain? So let's work on doing more bench presses. See what I mean there? Let's work on doing better bicep curls. No, we've got to get in and solve that original emotional pain. Otherwise, we're just doing, you know, we're building a house on faulty foundations. Luckily, we can do both at the same time. We can go to the gym and we can work on ourselves. But if you have 1 hour, which one are you going to do? Just think about it. You have 1 hour. It's the weekend. All you have on the weekend, all you have is 1 hour. The rest of the time you're working because there's a holiday coming up. You only have 1 hour. What do? Do you work in the gym? Do you do something with your bank account, maybe check the stocks? Or do you work on your emotional pain? I think I might be tempted to have a drink. Only 1 hour free on the weekend. So a lot of us will actually choose to do all these other things rather than dealing with the emotional pain, because the emotional pain is often hidden without the awareness and the discipline. The emotional pain is often hidden. Yet carrying that emotional pain is kind of like carrying a backpack. 2006, 2007, I remember sitting on my balcony, had plenty of money, plenty of women, plenty of things to keep my mind busy, you know, TV if I want a games machine or drink and whatnot. But I was unhappy as And that unhappy came through in depression. And I realized these things aren't satisfying. I need to figure out. I ended up in Africa, actually, with the Maasai in Africa, trying to figure out, you know, why are these people happy and the West aren't? So I started my whole journey fixing the emotional pain. And you know what? There's probably still a little bit more. There's probably still a little bit more. But the emotional pain I've experienced and the emotional pain I experience, you know, on a month-by-month basis is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. My whole body and mind is getting much more efficient as I release all that emotional pain. I'm going to pause in for a second and see how you guys are going. How do you guys rate Elon Musk? Just looking at the chat window for a second.
I see someone said that the amount of pain Elon had is the amount of success he is today.
Yeah, right on. Okay. I love that chat window. I thank you for sharing in the chat, guys. Do feel free to write a bit more in there. We value and love reading different comments. Okay, so here's my little philosophy.
Actually, I think like pain is like a driver for the majority of people, right? So pain is driving you to change something. So I wonder, like, when you're working more and more on yourself, what will be the drivers, you know? So, and then where is the motivation come from when the pain is gone or when you work through it? So I think that's a very interesting question, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When we get deeper into the nitty gritty, when we have people that are really motivated by pain, they can do amazing things. I've got a guy who's got like 10 million plus on a couple of mines, you know, and he's been motivated by pain. And one of my first things has been like, oh shit, sorry. How do I work and optimize this guy's mindset without neutralizing his motivation? Because I can see he's got the pain. It's a delicate process, but do you want to be going through life motivated by pain and fear? A lot of our society is. Would you prefer to go through life motivated by giving, by contributing, by growing, by seeing the sunrise in the morning and just being grateful for it? If we can go and watch the sunrise and feel grateful for it and, you know, help some people change their life during the day or help people grow, or for that matter, maybe even not people, growing a garden, looking after some animals. That's a substantial shift, moving away from fear to the towards from motivation. Fundamental split motivation away from pain and stuff towards pleasure and desirables. So much of our society is on the pain factor. It's set up that way. Pain gets people moving fast. If your house is on fire, you're gonna get out of there quick. But if you're trying to save for a mansion and a beautiful life, well, that will happen slow. The towards from motivation is like slower. The towards is really fast. The towards is great to get us going. And as we release and resolve a lot of our early traumas, we will lose some of that fear motivation. And as we lose that fear motivation, we've got to make sure we build up our towards motivation, or we might become a bit stagnant or a bit still. And you might not mind that. I don't work full weeks. I refuse to work full weeks. I want to have time to go out for coffee. I don't have I like Dassault's LinkedIn before. You know, if you see my LinkedIn and it looks pretty, it's because my assistant did it. I don't actively pursue and chase new clients. I don't have a lot of motivation to grab them from a fear factor. I have motivation towards going and building what I'm doing. I have more motivation to give free time to our students than to pursue more business. So I just want to leave it like that, Yolanda. It's a delicate process moving from the pain to the towards. Having these kind of pictures and dream boards is a great towards motivation. Use them both, I would say. For a few years, use both. Use your pain to get you moving And for people, if you have overwhelming emotions, if you ever experience overwhelming emotions, they can move us, but then we need that picture of what we're going to create. When I was having a lot of relationship hardships, when I would get angry or overwhelmed or worked out, I would get into my business and I would work and I would write up a lot of business. Obviously, a lot of the emotions behind that isn't the best, but I use that energy to fuel me towards goals. Now, just a little bit more to share in here. This is a key point I wanted to hit with you guys. Repetition versus understanding. A lot of these mindfulness people, bless them, I spent a lot of time with monks and priests. The last time I was at the Lama was like last week. Repetition is great, but what do you value more, repeating things or understanding? See, a lot of people repeat things like going to the gym over and over and over again, but if you build it on loose foundations, if you actually go to the gym and you use the machine over and over and over again, but you're using the machine the wrong way, you can do real damage to yourself. You can use a machine a certain way and develop osteo, whatever it's called. You know, you can develop osteo. So this repetition can actually set you up for destruction. Repeating bad habits over and over again. Now, a lot of people say, you know what you got to do? You got to repeat this every single day. Well, I like that, but meditating every day can be very hard. Meditating every day can be very hard for a lot of people. But what if I told you there was another way, an even better way? I don't meditate like this. Well, actually, I probably do meditate every day, but I don't do these like I don't do 20-minute sessions on a cushion, 10, 15 minutes here and there, a few minutes during the day. I didn't do this because it didn't make sense. When I really understood why meditation was important, I meditated for years without a care in the world. When you really understand, you don't need as much repetition. Imagine you're driving to work and you're driving through a city like Shanghai, and suddenly you find an amazing shortcut. And this shortcut is so good. You go down this shortcut for some reason and whoa, holy smokes, this is an amazing shortcut. You know, you take a photograph, you send your friends, you guys got to try this shortcut. This shortcut's amazing. Every time I take this shortcut, this old lady comes out, you know, she's so sweet. She says, ni hao, she gives me away and she gives me the warm soy milk. Like, wow. So every morning I'm going to go this way and get a warm soy milk. You don't need to remind yourself the next day. The next day, you're going to be like, I'm going that way and getting my free soy from this beautiful lady. When things make sense and when you really get it, you don't need as much repetition. If you understand the deep roots of some trauma, you can let it go in seconds. If you understand the deep roots of some of the trauma, you can let it go in seconds. And if you let it go in seconds, that's going to give you hours to build good foundations. If you're coaching people and you find that you have to coach I remember 10 years ago, I was coaching a man off alcohol, and we had like 5-6 sessions and probably 5 sessions addressing alcohol consumption, NLP practitioner at the time, 5-6 sessions NLP, doing work to reduce alcohol consumption. 6 months later, I met him in Shanghai and he said, you want to go for a beer? And I'm like, you're still drinking? He's like, yeah, just a little amount. And his wife's like, a bit more than that. Yeah. So I realized I didn't understand that process good enough. I didn't understand how to coach him good enough. So I found out how. Yeah. Now when I do alcohol consumption, it's a hell of a lot faster, often one session, because just like those geniuses, after enough time and repetition, after good enough instructional coaching, you find the ways to do it faster. Understanding trumps repetition. Don't repeat bad behaviors. Sometimes you need a better coach, or sometimes you need a better understanding or a different way. change can be very scary, but what's even worse? Staying the same, not evolving. Dino, how are we doing time-wise?
Well, we're approaching the mark, but so far so good. Let's get it. I'm loving it.
Good, good, good. I just want to share with you guys briefly that in October, I think Dino, Yolanda, perhaps a few more will be coming to Bali. And we're planning this beautiful getaway in the first week of October, being the Chinese New Year holidays. And if you see this resort picture on the top left, we're going to have some beautiful hotel rooms right there. We're going to do, for some people will do Tai Chi or Qigong in the morning. You see the picture on the right, we took our whole crew out and we meditated by the beach. Every single morning we do something with sunrise, and if partner wants to, they can join. So we did this meditation, mindfulness, appreciation thing with the sun, you know, every morning, like 9 days. I think I'm going to have 7 days in Bali. We actually had 0 alcohol there. So all the old anchors, all the old triggers, anchors around alcohol, we wiped them in the 9 days we were there. You can see no one in this group has alcohol challenges. Yeah, we're going to do this thing for 7 days, and Dino, Yolanda, we'll have one or two of these other trainers in the bottom picture. Philip's coming over from Austria. Chris Williamson's coming up from Sydney. And I might have another NLP trainer mentor. All the NLP trainers have been like certified by the creators of NLP as well. So we're talking some high level, cool stuff. If you want to know more about that, hit up Dino or message me or Esther Leader from Motivate Community. Can I share one last point? Great. Someone said to me about affirmations the other week. It was affirmations. For the women in the house, would a woman ever look in the mirror and say, I'm a woman, I'm a woman, I'm a woman? Would a man ever look in the mirror and say, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man? No, it would be silly. A lot of affirmations are silly. Telling yourself over and over again, I'm confident, if you're not, is silly. Telling yourself over and over again, like looking in the mirror, telling yourself over and over again, you're a unicorn, I'm a unicorn, I'm a unicorn. It doesn't matter how many times I do it, it's not going to work. And it doesn't work, it's not the process. We don't have enough understanding. Affirmations can work wonderfully well, but there's a lot more finer details. We have to set up our affirmations the right way for them to work. If anyone here has tried hypnosis, NLP, Reiki, crystals, perhaps mediumship work, affirmations, meditations online, if that stuff hasn't worked, it's just a little fine tuning. All of that stuff I mentioned works. It all works. Like a hammer, it all works. Sometimes the customer, the client, the coach, or the relationship, sometimes in one of these other areas, there's a little fault or a little misalignment. So just like hitting the hammer, sometimes we miss, yeah, don't blame the hammer. Reiki, affirmations, crystals, all these things, astrology, they all actually work. And they all have an element, all the ones I mentioned, they all come from a base of truth. It's just their application is sometimes a bit off. Yeah, if you want to know more about affirmations, Dino, Yolanda, myself, all had good training. If you'd like to ask any questions, now is definitely the time. Or is now the last minute for questions?
Well, I want to thank Adrian so much for this well done knowledge. And I think, you know, what you shared is the function, of everything which truth is built on. Awareness. Yeah, we got to actually become aware for us before we even take the next step. And I always like to look at it as you're building a house. Yeah, and the foundation is always important. And we also hit on the idea of, being driven by pain. And it's something that I've personally, have struggled around, where a lot of my creative energy and drive was coming from a place of pain. However, the only challenge with that is that when you have gotten to that place where you're always moving because you're running from the pain, and everything shift when I made that flip. Yeah, when I made that flip and start focusing not on the pain that I had on the past that I'm running from, but what I'm trying to create, yeah, in the future, what I'm trying to create for my kids and their kids. And it's everybody have their own, internal shift that you need to make. And I really want to thank you, Adrian, for, bringing that reminder up. And not only for me, but those of you right now who's, often fueled by some sort of fear, pain as a result of what happened in the past. And I want to thank all of you, those of you who stayed here since 8 a.m. in the morning and still here. I really want to shout you out.
Thank you.
I see Yoshi, Matt, Tej, Mira, Mina, Jency, SJ, Angelo, Victor, Annie, Coach Ruby, Nadine, Mateo, Ole, all of you, Vlad. I really want to appreciate you guys for showing up and investing in yourself. And I want to ask you one favor. Yeah, what was your major insight? Share it in the group. Yeah, I want to know what was the biggest insight for you personally. Yeah, and share it in the group and use my hashtag level up with Dino so I can engage with that conversation if you share it on any of your social media platforms. And also tag me. Just take a deep breath, stretch yourself, and get ready for your lunch or get ready for whatever is next. Because tomorrow, yeah, we're going to be on fire with 5 more amazing coaches and experts who's going to wow you with their stories, with their knowledge. And Janine Jacob is going to be talking about, how to be resourceful when facing challenge. We have Brian, who's going to be talking about career development, values, beliefs. We have Akil, who's going to be talking about debate and communication, as well as Coach Tim, who's going to be talking about modern fitness trend and how you can start applying it. And we have Nan Yang, who's going to be talking about how he applied high performance leadership in life and boxing. Now, guys, if you didn't know, I just want to remind you, drop me that DM, level up to secure your complimentary 6-figure clarity session with myself, and let's schedule a call. I'll really love to serve you powerfully and see if we'll be a great fit for this journey that I'm on personally. And remember, this is a Level Up to Launch Summit, and you've showed up and you're investing in yourself. So really feel proud of who you are and continue showing up and being you, because this is a journey. Yeah, the goal is not the destination. Okay, the goal is the journey. So let's keep on enjoying it. I want to thank Dassel as well for supporting me with the tech stuff as well. It's always good to have people in your corner who's supporting you, as well as people like Yolanda and Adrian, who's also in my corner. The amount of tears I shared in group with these people. So I just want to appreciate them for being in my corner as well. And just appreciate all the new relationships that we're creating. So if you don't have any questions, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. Everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're not hearing the music, Dino, by the way.
Can I hear the music? That's okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Coach
Thank
Adrian.
you.
Bye, Paul.
Thank you, everyone.